right, I can't wait no more. What's good? Where has everybody been? What's up? What it is? Right? I ain't seen everybody since last year. Since last year. Holla, what's good? So let's get it popping. Let's throw some after dark emojis in the chat. In the chat, in the two-way, in the whatever. Let's just get it popping.
Well, I guess it would help if the people could hear me.
It would help.
It
would help.
There it is. Let's try this one more time. What's good, Joe?
What's good?
Yeah. Boy, what's good?
What is up, man? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Bro.
It's been a minute. So much that you on the other side now.
Oh man, it's so crazy. So good to be back though. Y'all know what it is after dark. A day late, but always on time. It's your boy Al, your boy Lavis.
Yes, sir. Man. Right. Yeah. That's what it is.
Baby?
That's what it is.
We got rocking with us tonight.
Man, I'm just enjoying all the purple. My bad.
Man,
all the
look
purple.
at it. They got the purple. Oh, we got a purple drink. Pull up now. I see you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? All the purple.
Man, look at that. Like,
so enjoyable.
I love it.
Loving it. And let's see who we got for the top.
Who we got?
Let's see here. Alrighty then. So, there's pin messages, man. You get all in the way. We got Mike, Mother Flippin' Porter.
What's good,
What
Mike?
it is.
Appreciate
dealing with the after dark emoji.
Already.
All right, we got Bruce Almalty, Brandon Jansen, Keaton Haas, Mike Haas. What's good?
Man, what's popping, y'all? What's popping?
We got Tommy Birkenmere with the blue badge. I see you.
Who else?
Got Everyday Geeks, Alex G. They call me Bondo. What it is, man?
Hey, what's good?
Cavi Shannon, Hustle Mandalorian, Zachary P, Do-Rag Do-Mask. He got all that. He gets covered. He got the do-rag and the do-mask.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Michael Hostler. There's just so many. Bruce Almalty, 2 Rev, Dandrix, Mason Graves. What's popping, y'all?
What's popping, y'all? Main gang. Yeah, Justin Chandler, what's up? I see all the.
I'm liking all these red badges in here too.
Oh yeah. All these
new Avengers.
Gotta love it.
Nice. Let's see, we got. I'll shout out a couple of them. Let's see, we got Laura Powell, JCR, Mason Graves, Sith Master Josh, Christina Iglesias. What's good? Nice. Virgil Kennedy, Owen Rhodes. It's nice to see some new faces coming into the new year.
Most def.
So I decided, Al,
what'd you decide?
That this year I'm going to call it. I'm at least definitely calling last year Murphy's year.
Yeah,
it's Murphy's year because it's Murphy's law, and it's so bad to the point where Murphy's real now.
Yeah,
like, he's a real person. He's a real boy.
Murphy called me last night, man. It was like I thought I was supposed to be off the clock after December 31st. That's nope. No, not
season
really.
2.
Not really. Season 2 for real, right? Man.
It's Tiger King. That's what it is.
No, man. Lord. I had almost forgot.
Said, Lordy.
I had almost forgot, man.
No,
man, but like for real, it's so good to be back, man. First and foremost.
Yes.
I gotta say thanks, man. I gotta tell people, man, look, it's one thing, you know, when the people's is looking out for you, wishing you well and all that. But I had so many people, man, reach out, give your boy well wishes. Your boy's back. Like I said, ain't no Rona finna stop me, man. But man, if your boy wasn't out of there for a couple days, man.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Man, it told you to sit down.
But the power of the nerve inches, man, the power of the perp. Everybody got your boy through it, man. I was trying to stay plugged in. Got a bunch of love from everybody. Shout out to Fanjection. Shout out to Vito reached out. Everybody that gave shout outs and was throwing the heart emojis in the chat. All of that, man. Look, that truly appreciate y'all, man. For real.
All day.
Checking on your boy. Shout out to all the EPs checking on me daily. You know what I'm saying? It was a real good feeling, man. It was good to kind of get, you know, get that
nice
love, man. It's always good to get that love, man.
It's always nice to see, man. You know, especially with everything going on. Everybody taking the time out. Awesome.
Anytime anybody take any time out for my black ass, I'm like, I appreciate you. So I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I just appreciate the fact that anybody give a damn about little old
right.
me,
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I see y'all already slapping us with the super chats.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we get to them too, for real. But man, now that we got all that sappy shit out the way. What? Look, I get it. It's 2021. You know, 2020's in the rear view, but it's kind of looking the same to me a little bit. But we ain't gonna talk about that. What I want to talk about is White Suge, and what the hell White Suge trying to do, man? Like he ain't wasting no time in 2021, is he?
Hey, it's the year of the Marvel.
Oh man,
and it's time for us to be able to have what we have waited for.
Oh, and I know all this time. I know you Marvel fans been waiting too, boy.
Yes,
y'all been waiting.
See, this is why I like both. You see what I'm saying? See, so when DC is down, I got Marvel, and then when DC is down, I got Marvel, and then when DC is down, I got Marvel. So you see what I'm saying? But I like DC. You know, I'm gonna watch Man of Tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I might check out the new Batwoman.
Yeah.
Maybe.
See,
maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe, just maybe.
But White Suge's making moves, man.
White Suge stay making moves, man. Real quick, I'm gonna knock these three out real quick so we can get into some business, man. First off, appreciate your big Stevie W with the $15. Say no question, just great to see Al up and healthy, man. Told you, man, ain't no little bitty virus gonna stop your boy, but I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for real. T-Rev with the $50 holla. I appreciate it. 2 purple sabers and the heart emoji, bruh. I dig it. Right, we got the Raven Rose 13 with the 1111. Look at that. Now I'm trying to wonder, is there some meaning behind that? Because you know there is for us. Because you got 2 11s up here. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? She said, I have missed you both. Purple laser, Al, buddy. You know, look, man. Oh, I'm back in this motherfucker. I've been like dying.
Cap it off. Let me cap it off with the OG fan. When Star Wars was just Star Wars. Glad you're doing better, Al. Love the purple drink, lightsaber emoji. What's up, mains?
What's up, mains?
Appreciate y'all. Nice seeing all of y'all's. We like seeing all of y'all's.
Oh, it just makes my heart sing, man. Makes me want to say, Man, look, and we gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Look, we got on tonight. We had a game plan, but we decided it's Friday night. Fuck it. We just in here with y'all tonight. Like, I'm so pumped to be back, man. I'm so pumped to be up in here with the peoples. We just gonna kick it tonight. We gonna talk some Feige. We gonna talk some. Believe it or not, we gonna talk some DC because I want to get your thoughts on a couple of things that we haven't necessarily talked about with the peoples because you know it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Before we get into the Feige, let's go on and get into this DC. I gotta ask you a question, man.
What it is?
How did you feel about Wonder Woman 84?
Oh man, we haven't talked about this here.
No, I think we might have touched on it like on afternoon, maybe like right after, but no.
Yeah, man. but that was too soon.
That was way too soon.
It was afternoon.
Now that you had time to let it marinate, if you will, I don't even know if that's a good word for that. But how did you feel about
it? Oddly enough. And I actually got to be on Debate 8. That's right.
Yeah.
I got to talk about it on Debate 8.
That's right.
So,
shout out to Adam.
Yeah.
Good fan
shout out to Adam. Yes. It made me appreciate Wonder Woman more. And it was actually funny because on Debate 8, we didn't even debate. He was doing it because of Wonder Woman 84. And that movie was just so not what everybody wanted. I'm going to say it that way nicely for once. That it made you want to go back and watch the first one to the point where it almost won. Like it almost won, like the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Overall, it was a continuation to a story to me that had no real basis. It didn't have no real sauce to it. It was just a look at Diana learning to not be selfish.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I felt like, man.
And that was just pretty much it. You got this. I like Pedro Pascal though.
No, he
I
did. He
think
killed that. He killed
he
that.
did good for the character.
Yeah.
Like, because I really wasn't feeling the fact that they even changed Maxwell Lord a little bit. Because I am a tad bit a little like one of them types of people that's like, no, don't change it, keep it like it is.
Yeah.
And now we got a black Batman, and I
Yeah.
don't know the smile, but I don't know how I feel about it. But anyway,
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But
he did good in that role. So hats off to Pedro Pascal on that.
no doubt.
But there's gonna be people out there that think that it was great, and that's fine. Maybe it
Yeah.
touched on bases for you that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I don't know,
But
man.
for me, I was looking for a little more of I don't know, maybe White Sugar got us spoiled with looking for some connectivity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. But at the same time, it's like Wonder Woman 84. It wasn't that it was like a horrible movie. Don't get me wrong. I just don't feel like it was rewatchable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't feel like too many people, unless it hits you in a way that's like, okay, here's a woman in power.
Right.
Always great. Nothing bad to say about that at all. But I'm not gonna sit back and put this movie on like, yo, we need to watch that Wonder Woman 84, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see too many bootlegs of this.
Nah.
If we had to rate this on a bootleg level, I wouldn't be mad if I was like, yo, you got that Wonder Woman? He's like, nah, cuz. I'm like, it's like that,
it's
and it'd
like
be done.
straight like that. It's straight
right.
like that.
And it'd be done. So that's like, and I don't care what too many people in the two-way might be talking about. But it's like, it didn't bother me. I see you, Justin Simone. It didn't bother me too much. Okay. It wasn't as bad as Birds of Prey or Suicide Squad. I will put it probably like if Suicide Squad was blowing up, it would get caught still. Okay. That's how close that is. Like she would get burned, but she was even getting hurt in this movie. So but it's the second movie. Yeah. It's the second one, okay? So
exactly.
It wasn't bad enough that I don't think they won't do a sequel. I'm just hoping that it was made prior to AT&T acquiring certain things. So maybe the direction might get a little better. So I don't hate it.
I feel you.
But that's where it is.
I feel you. Well, for me, everything always comes back to the Star Wars. You know this.
Right.
And
right, for sure.
Patty Jenkins is supposed to be directing the next Star Wars movie, writing and directing that. And so I had a real keen eye on Wonder Woman 84 because I wanted to kind of see what type of flavor she might be able to bring to the Star Wars table. Right. Let me tell you like this. I have some fears after seeing Wonder Woman 84. Now, I heard Josh, shout out to Josh. I heard Josh saying, I still think she's going to be able to do all right. That, her directing style, her writing style, she'll be able to. But, man, look. When you hit me with a Wonder Woman 84 effort, I can't help but wonder, well, how the hell you gonna work with Star Wars then? Because there was some things in there that I don't know if they were her fault. I don't know if, they budget ran out. I don't know if this was one of them, look, we just got to get this out. So put this shit together and let's call it, or what it was, man. But I let my initial hot garbage review marinate. I let that settle because coming out of that movie, I was like, why the hell did I waste my time watching this for 2.5 hours?
Right. You didn't want to melt the shoot.
This was a 90-minute movie at most. I didn't need 2.5 hours of this shit.
No.
And like we said, and this is what we talked about, because we said this off screen. But when I'm watching a movie that stole its plot from a 1980s Care Bears movie?
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, bro, I can't.
I don't think
we talked about that on screen, man.
I don't think we did.
know if we talked about that on screen. We had a conversation. So look.
Yeah, my brother's what he told.
So look, I'm gonna put y'all on game right now. I want everybody here to Google or Wikipedia, do whatever, however you want to go look it up. Care Bears 2: A New Generation. 1986 movie. I want you to read the plot. Please read the plot and have Wonder Woman 84 in mind. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Just read the plot and have Wonder Woman 84 in mind. And just imagine if the characters of Wonder Woman 84 were at summer camp. And look, if you don't see some striking similarities in that plot, you ain't see what I see.
It
Cause
is
man,
ridiculous.
I was so sick. I'm watching the movie and we get to the climax and I'm like, where have I seen this before? And all I thought about was it flashed me right back to my childhood. I had a younger sister. She's about 6 years younger than me. So, you know, when you have a little sibling, you got to watch some stuff when you're in your older, your adolescent years that might be a little bit out of your age bracket. And I can remember as a teenager watching this movie and being like, you know, this ain't bad for a kid movie. This plot is kind of good. But when I'm a grown ass man, I don't expect to see this in a live action film. So that's the way I felt about it, man. I was like, nah, I can't. If Patty Jenkins' best effort is a Care Bears remake, bro, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, man. As soon as you told me that, and I Googled it myself while you was on the phone. And there are so many striking similarities between both of those movies. It was uncanny. Like all you had to do was honestly move a few things.
That's it.
That's all you really had to do. You
That's
know,
it.
you change the character a little bit more, you grow them up, you make them adults, and then you're like, what would this be like if Wonder Woman was in it?
Yeah.
And then boom, you throw an 84 after that.
That's all
and that's
it
exactly
was.
what you got.
That's all it was, man.
Oh my goodness. Like I almost don't even want to like bust down the little points.
I'm trying to tell
because
you, man.
I don't want to spoil that more than I don't want to spoil Wonder Woman. Like I'll talk all day about that movie.
Yes.
And tell you about
what
happened in the movie.
You gotta discover that on your own.
You put in the legwork to figure out what we talk about with this Care Bears.
Tell them, man. Tell them.
Because yes, Household Mandalorian, Google that.
Yeah.
Google that. Move a few things around. Be like, okay, if this character was Cheetah, okay, if this was the actual Chronos Stone and then he became a real person, if this was Wonder Woman, you would be like, okay, let me put this in an adult situation. Add Chris Pine, boom, Wonder Woman 84.
Bingo. Sprinkle a little Chris Pine and Wonder Woman and Care Bears, and there you go. Pedro Pascal might as well have been the summer camp champ because he was. Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like I was just like, oh hell no. Nah. But I sat down, man. I sat down and like I was very outraged when I first made this realization. But after having a few days at home, you know, meditating, trying to get my mind right, I have come to the conclusion that I will not hold Wonder Woman 84 against Miss Patty Jenkins. I will not do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it. And I'll say, and the reason I won't do it is because I feel like part of the problem with DC is that DC does not, and I've said this time and time again, but DC does not have a White Shug. White Shug would not have allowed that movie to happen. Not like that. Number one. And when you look at Patty Jenkins, and you know she's doing Star Wars now, and Feige to date has not been involved with Star Wars. But what was the news we got this week? That Feige Star Wars is starting to take shape. We starting to find out some things.
I just asked about go back a few streams. I was like, isn't Feige supposed to be doing this little thing there?
Yeah.
What about that, Edith? When you doing this thing there?
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Big Stevie with the $5 super two-way. Appreciate you. Said, Al, where did you get that hat? This was a lovely gift from the missus. I believe it's an Amazon pickup, but yeah, man. I will shoot you a link when I find out for sure, brother.
That's what's up. You sound like you was really selling it to him over in one of them.
Oh, you know, like man. Look, I'm just already. I got my product placement on. I saw Josh with the vitamin water on one stream. Looked like he was making sure to get that label in the camera shot. I was like, I see you, Josh, trying to make them plugs. I see you.
I see him. He was all.
No, bro. Like no. Josh did this move right here. Look, I'm gonna do it with the cup. Josh would stop talking, wait like 0.5 seconds and go. Let's keep it going. That was Josh, boy. I was cracking up. I was like, Josh was on it, man. Josh was on it. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, with the whole Wonder Woman thing, man, like long story short, it didn't. If that's the hope, if that's what DC's hope is, it's not like DC about to have a 2020 all over again, man. Like they better have another DC fandom where they can give somebody some promises or something, bro.
I don't know. let's not even talk about DC fandom in one sentence at
Oh
all.
man, because you looking at
Okay,
look.
because the way that they going right now, it's gonna have to do some things to get some of their
I'm
fans
just
back. So
saying,
let's not even
bro. I'm
talk
just saying, man. Like I like DC fandom had me feeling some type of way, and here we are, come January of a whole new year, and Marvel done already put out more proof of concept than they.
Okay.
I ain't seen not one trailer for anything that we saw at Fandom yet, other than maybe
So
the Batman, and that's falling apart because
right.
Matt
Okay.
Reeves can't get
So
along with Bat Cullen.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that was going to be one half of my next question.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, and I see you, Tommy Burke-Mary says, I was so excited to see Cyborg and the Flash, but I guess that's not happening. What's y'all's thoughts? Give me just a
Ooh.
minute.
Yeah, we're gonna get on
Just
that.
a second. We'll get on that. We'll get on that. That's a good one. Thanks for the $5. But
Yeah.
how do you feel about Keaton taking over for, I guess the way that Josh talks about it, maybe he's taking over for Ben Affleck. And then, yeah, you know, you got the Matt Reeves and for you back Cohen not getting together. How you feel about those things?
Man, so this is, look, DC is about to stand for dysfunctional corporation real quick. Because like every time you turn around, DC got some problems. They either got a movie that's not meeting expectations, they got directors that can't get along with the talent, they got movies that they having to restructure, they got disgruntled, upset, maybe rightfully so, actors who feel like they were mistreated and then go show their whole ass all over social media to the point where they don't even fight with them no more. I'm just gonna write your ass out of here. Just go on. Take your check, get the hell on. Like, I just wonder, man.
Facebook post I made.
You know what I'm saying? It just makes me wonder, man. Like, what's going on over there? Like, Warner Brothers, I thought y'all was coming in to breathe new life. It's like they done came in and just been like, you know what? Y'all been dysfunctional. It's, you know what it reminds me of, man? It's like when you get out of one, like when you have somebody, a friend that gets out of one bad relationship, and then they like 2 weeks later go find somebody else, and they think it's the best thing ever, but everybody else realizes it's just as bad, if not worse.
It's toxic.
Yeah, you just like, man, y'all just can't. DC, what you need to do is take some time to find yourself. You need to focus. DC needs to focus on DC. Don't worry about trying to catch Marvel. Don't worry about having any continuity. Just give me one good movie. Just give me one. You know what they start with one movie. That's it.
They need to find a way to steal my man Giancarlo Esposito. Bring him over. Don't even put him in nothing yet. Just bring him over. You know why? Because he is the new Billy D. Williams. Oh. He is that dude you put in front of the people and he'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, DC will get everything together and we'll go back to normal and you'll get your nice new DC movies.
I like
and people
that.
will be like,
I like that.
I mean, I didn't even say nothing complicated. You know what I'm saying? But he can say that. And he's like different. Yeah, it's a different lulling type of thing. Not a Morgan Freeman.
Right. Now he ain't there yet, but
he's that buy my bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Okay, now look, I told you we're gonna be all over the place tonight because I got like a million things on my mind, but you said bucket of chicken, and I just gotta ask. let me get some Iron Nerd emojis in the chat for anybody trying to pick up that KFC console.
Oh my goodness!
Like somebody please. If I see one, and let me preface that by saying if I see one Iron Nerd emoji in this chat, you're getting blocked. So think very carefully. I mean, like, not for real, but like, I thought this was a joke. I thought somebody was playing games. So KFC is making a video game console. Like for real, literally, like
dead ass.
You trying to tell me that KFC is about to drop a gaming system that you can warm your chicken in, bro? Like for it, look now, let's just be real, bro. Normally you would think that we might be like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no. What are you talking about?
We know Mandalorians love their chicken.
I'm trying to tell you.
But hey, look, nah, bro. I don't need to be dropping chicken grease on my CPU, bro. Like, that's just not, I cannot understand who thought this was an idea and why are we wasting precious parts on this shit.
I'm gonna admit, I did not put that much time because I was at work and I was driving when I discovered that it even existed. So I kind of really want to know the specs on this thing
Bro,
now.
like, don't waste your time, man.
KF
Like,
console.
they really trying to. Look, the KF console is a
I
real
saw
thing,
they
bro.
had Grand Theft Auto.
They talking about 4K graphics, ray tracing. They like really wasn't playing. Like, they got a legit system out here that's gonna keep your chicken warm, bro. Like, who? I want to know. I want to know the nerve engine that came up with this.
It was Cap.
Yes.
It was totally Cap because he's always talking about slapping the chicken out of people's hands.
See?
And KFC was like, yo, that is the bomb ass idea right there. Let's make a KFC console that warms up your chicken. So this kid can run through people's houses in the commercial, slapping chicken out of people's hands and tell them to play the game. You know, marketing.
No, look, I'm going to tell you how this came about. I'm going to tell you exactly how this happened, bro. Somebody, a KFC board level member, was at home. Look, I'm gonna lay this story out. I want y'all to follow me because we going on a trip right now. I told y'all I'm on one tonight, so y'all might want to hang with your boy. But picture this: you got a board member from KFC at home, got his lovely wife and his children. His brother-in-law just came home from doing a bid. Now just follow me. Dude came home from doing a bid. You know, when you in prison, you gotta be, you gotta have a little bit of ingenuity behind you. You know, they out there making like grilled cheese sandwiches with irons and shit. You know what I'm saying? So board member comes in his room chilling with his wife. He going to get him a midnight snack, and he come into the living room, and he wondering what the hell he's smelling. And old boy got his leftovers sitting on top of the Xbox. And he like, what the hell you doing? He like, well, shit, bro. I thought, it was breathing hot air, so I figured I'd just warm my chicken up right there. He looked at his brother-in-law and was like, I've got it. Went in the office the next morning and was like, we're making a console that keeps chicken warm, and it'll work. Some ideas just need to stay ideas, bro. Like some of that shit just need to stay where, yes. Some of it need to stay where it's at, bro. It needs to just stay an idea. Like, realistically, how many of these you think they're going to sell?
Realistically?
Realistically.
Okay, so realistically, if I had to be realistic, I don't see that many being sold. But
100,000 or more.
If I could exaggerate a bit, I say at least. I was gonna say at least about 500.
You think they get 500 or 500,000?
I think they get 500,000. 500,000. Like, really? Honestly, I feel people actually will buy it.
Will it sell more than the Xbox?
No, I don't think it's going to be like a major console. I think, to be honest, if it actually lasts this year, I say it'll probably rival people like Nintendo.
Now, all that shit that I was talking, right? I'm going to just be real right now with y'all. If it's under $500, I'm going to buy one.
If it's under $500,
I'm buying one. I'll never play a single game on it, but only because I want to be able to pull that out at every gathering I have. I don't care if it's like the end of 2021 before we can actually all be chilling together. Even if it's look, I will get on a Skype call and be like, y'all hold on, let me get my chicken out of my game system real quick.
I mean, but think about it though. Like at the barbecue, you could bring out the KF console, set it right there, bring a little TV out there, and play your games while you warming the chicken after you finish taking it off.
But like, okay, but my question is like, okay, what temperature is this chicken getting kept warm at?
That's what I'm saying. I was going to try
how
to
is this is it's so much more. I have so many questions. Like, is it only for chicken? Like, can I put anything in this warmer? Like, is there a grease trap? Because KFC chicken be like, especially original recipe, be greasy. Especially when you go to KFC in the hood, you know that chicken greasy.
That's hood chicken.
That's what I'm saying. Chicken it's hood chicken. So what you gonna do with all that grease? You gotta have a grease trap.
Greasy controllers, all of that.
I'm saying, man, like, and the thing that's crazy about this is, it's gonna catch on because like every celebrity is gonna have one. Just to say they got a KFC console, man. This is insane. Like, I cannot believe this is where we are, bro. Like, this simulation has been taken over by a damn idiot. Like somebody that fell asleep and let somebody grab. This is like when your 5-year-old brother grab your controller when you sleep and you wake up and he in the middle of your mission just doing what.
Right.
That's literally what's happening with us right now. Like somebody got the controller to life and they just.
In the 90s version too. So you only got a PS2 possibly and no memory card.
That's it.
So that's why you left it on. Because
you can't reset. Ain't no do-over. If you start over, you got to start all the way over. It's a wrap.
Right. No memory card. Got it.
I digress, man. I digress.
Anyway, but yeah,
You know who should sponsor it. You know who should get into a deal with them? DC.
who? Right. I was about to say, and Giancarlo Esposito.
And make him the spokesperson, and there you go. You're
Trying
welcome,
to tell you,
dysfunctional company. We have just saved you for 2021. Look at this.
We
man.
fixed it.
I mean, it's insane, man. But
We fixed it.
That's what we do. You know, that's what we do.
The universe will be intact.
Yes,
hopefully.
it will, sir. Yeah. Yes, it most certainly will.
We won't be moving on up in about a week or so.
No, you know. But on to more important shit.
Yes.
So back. Let's take it all the way back to why you should, and the proper way to keep your comic IPs relevant.
Yes.
We got now. Last year was the year of the Mandalorian. We had the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads. They hit us with the season finale. We all know how that went down. Everybody was geeked up about that. But 2021 is supposed to be the year of Marvel. And coming real soon, WandaVision. And that should be, kicking off this crazy year that we have coming up with all of this Marvel content, man. So I just want to know, how you feeling about WandaVision, man? Like, are you excited for it? Are you cautiously optimistic? Like, where you at with it?
WandaVision, I think, is going to be bigger than any of us are expecting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Before we get into the WandaVision, we did say to Tommy Burgundy that we would talk about Cyborg and the Flash.
Oh, you sure right. See, look, there you go. Get me back on track. Get me back on track.
So, I don't know. I guess he said he was excited to see that he was going to be in the Flash movie. And I don't know, to me, it only makes sense to put Cyborg in the Flash movie because in many iterations, he's the actual one who, he builds that time, what's it called? I see him all day, treadmill. I see treadmills all day. He built that time treadmill and everything that he runs on and everything. So, I mean, he kind of needs Cyborg in order to do it. So to hear that even that they have so much of an issue with Ray that they want to write him out of it, it's just like, wow. Bro. To the point of where now people are looking at it and it's like, so what are y'all gonna do?
Exactly.
Exactly. Just part of that dysfunctional company.
Yeah, man. So. Look, I'm not even gonna try to make sense of the Ray Fisher situation other than to say, clearly at this point, either what he was alleging was not as serious as he wanted to portray it, or the way that he has gone about trying to handle that situation has been so out of pocket that Warner Brothers has decided they'd rather just take their chances by excommunicating him completely and being like, nah, bro, we tried to make this work with you, but you are a little bit extra.
But see, don't you think this would be a little extreme? So don't people usually go the recast route? And I'm like, right now with everything going on in DC and how dysfunctional it is, just even hearing that they're doing that, yeah, it's another log on the fire. But it's like, at this point, who cares? It's like, maybe y'all need to burn this down in order to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of odd that they would not only decide to not go with him, that they would also write the character out of the story. And to me, it's like, okay, then so you take Cyborg out of the story. How is it he's able to go back in time? Like, who's he supposed to meet now? Did he accidentally do it with the speed? It's like it makes too many different questions now for the story. And I don't know. Everybody might have been excited to see. I'm not sure they're excited to see Ray as Cyborg or just the Cyborg character in it, but I don't know. They're just constantly stomping on people and their fandom with what they're doing right now. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think what this tells me by them choosing to just write him out of that, that basically tells me that they, number one, didn't really have a plan for Cyborg in the first place, and that they were really just throwing him in there to throw him in there and try to give us that fake continuity to be like, oh, here's a character you've seen in our movies before. Look, we are connected too. No, you're not. Not number one. That it tells me that, but then it also tells me that they don't even want to, and I'm gonna say this very, very delicately. I'll say it this way: Ray Fisher might have just messed it up for all of us when it comes to DC. As
He
far as
probably did.
you know what I'm saying, like they might just be like, we don't want anything to do. We don't even want to touch this character right now at all, because they probably are looking at it like this is probably going to be a problem for us no matter how we go with it. And if that's the case, then shame on him for making it about him. Now, again, that's if, again, and let me preface this by saying, if, you know, some of the things that have been reported, or if that situation turns out to not be to the level of severity that he says, because we still don't know. But in any event, I always feel like, and we said this back with the whole John Boyega situation too, just to be fair, that there's a way to handle certain things. When you have a problem, you definitely should deal with that, but you should do it in a way that's tactful and that is going to allow, you know, that's not going to mess it up for the next person. And I feel like this situation kind of seems like, at least, maybe Ray just messed it up for everybody.
Yeah. And that's like what you said. That's kind of where I was going to go with it too. It's like there's a certain way that you deal with it, and this is what it's like when you start to cross potentially your job with the public and things. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't really know what it's like to be an actor in those elements.
100.
So now that you start to try to bring that to a light, it's like maybe you should do that within the organization, you know, maybe not be so outward, because you're not always going to get the response you want by trying to attack. You know what I'm saying? Unless, you know, unless you're attacking and backing out. It didn't sound like he was attacking and backing out. It sounded like he was attacking and trying to be like, well, maybe I should change this. And just his approach was
I see what you're saying, but I think it's more of the aspect of, if you want to attack and if you want to go at something, then go at it. Like, put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it at least, and again, I will admit that I haven't really followed the situation in terms of the latest developments, so I don't know how much details of what he said publicly since, you know, this whole thing started. But my thing is, put your name on it then. Like, if there was something specific, or if there were, you know, you've made these comments and said that you won't work with this person, or you won't be associated with this movie if a certain person, I think it was Walter Hamada, as long as he's there and all of this stuff, then at some point you've got to start coming out publicly and saying what it was that happened that was so damn offensive. Because right now, all you're telling people is that you don't want to work with this person, and that these types of things, or they made you feel this kind of way. But dude, like, we going on 6, 7, 8 months, and you haven't really given anybody any concrete information. Now, maybe, you know, by, you know, advice of his lawyers, he really can't touch on it that way. But if that's the case, and you know that's the case, then you just making yourself look bad by coming out and continuing to throw this low-key shade all over the place. Because now, you know, whatever leverage you had, you have now lost. Because now they're basically saying they just won't deal with you, period. And again, if the truth comes out and we find out that they really did do him grimy, then, you know, that's a different conversation. But I can only go off of what we know, or what I know so far. And to me, it just seems like,
boo.
Pretty much. And it's like, man, look, you dealing with a company with dollars on dollars on dollars. They might be throwing them dollars out the window with movies like Wonder Woman 84, but they still got dollars on dollars. And I mean, at the end of the day,
but I mean, you got to think about it though. So that Patty Jenkins was with DC, now she over there with Disney. So, you know,
that's just White Suge doing what White Suge do, man.
She out there trying to get that D one way or another. She gonna get it.
Yeah. Well, look, let me tell you like this. Why, if White Suge, we always say in Feige we trust. So if White Suge is giving her the cosign, because we know that he's kind of involved with the Star Wars situation, and I don't know if her movie is going to be, you know, directly tied to any of the projects that he's doing with Star Wars, but it's all under the same roof. It's the same family. So I'm sure that, you know, the Favreaus, the Filonis, the Kathleen Kennedys are, you know, picking his brain, getting his thoughts on these people. So if Patty Jenkins is getting the thumbs up from that side, then we can only hope that they're, you know, they know something we don't, you know what I'm saying? Or that they have a plan. And again, maybe that's the thing is, over on the Disney side, you have that kind of creative captain, if you will, to make sure that your ideas stay reined in and stay online and on point with what they're trying to accomplish. So that to me, you know, just signals that again, once again, they know, or they're going to show DC, this is the way you do it. So,
right,
you know, that
they fumbled the ball.
Right. So from that note, like I said, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt from that perspective. But with the whole Ray Fisher thing, it's like, I just don't know, man. Like, it's like, I want to support the brother. I want to, you know, stand, you know, I hope that ultimately there's some kind of a resolution for him. At least from a personal standpoint, whatever it is he's fighting, I hope that he's able to overcome that. But man, it just looks weird, man. It's hard to really comment on it because you don't know. We don't know enough. It's just crazy.
Right. Yeah, well, we'll let that story develop. And in the meantime, let's go to some super chats,
man.
So we got Nikki with the 1999. Thank you very much. She said, nice to see you guys. Heart emojis. Happy Friday. Finally, right?
Finally.
Right.
Man.
You know, it's weird just being here on a Friday. I'm not going to lie. But
yeah, a little bit.
It's nice, actually. Good, good feel. Then we got Jonathan Velasquez with the $2 holla. Thank you very much, sir. He said, wait till Roscoe's dropped the Soldier Boy game bucket. Hey.
I'll take two, please.
Right. Give me all of that.
Yeah.
We got Crest with the $10. He said, I think you mean I digest. He said, welcome back to Al, the Mother Blicking EP. Right?
Oh, man. Boy, blicking in the
blicks in.
Blick.
Right. See, and everybody around Christmas time thought it was blitzing all these years. It's really blixing.
It's blixing.
It's on blixing.
Oh man, tell him.
We got Big Stevie W with the $3 holla. He said Giancarlo plus shaved head equals perfect Lex Luthor. I actually that I would believe that actually.
Yeah.
Especially after watching we had a Discord the other night. We instead of we weren't able to come on. So in the Discord I popped on the Batman Superman movie.
Yeah,
and we sat back. It went good actually.
That's
to the point where we're actually going to try to do some votes. And if you're in the Discord, you'll be able to vote on some of the things we're going to watch. And we're going to start trying to do some watch party type stuff there in the Discord. So if you're not on the Discord, man, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I don't know what you're doing with your life. You better get on it, man.
Sometimes, when After Dark might not be able to be on the YouTube.
Yeah.
You try to in the Discord. So you know what you need to do.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, let me handle these two. We can move on. We got Keaton Haas. He said with the 2345. Thank you.
I see what you did there.
He said, glad to see you back out. I love you both and everyone here. After Dark is so good. It takes to 2 emojis. This is true.
You damn right. It takes 2 to make a thing go right. Tell him.
Then we got Dirk with the 499. Said Blick. Welcome Blick Al. That's what you should have said.
Tell him.
But he said welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. Right. Appreciate it.
With your Blick ass.
Oh, bro. I love it.
All day. So okay. So let's we handled the ominous stuff.
Yeah.
From
you know how we do. We get
Murphy's Law Year season 1. Now we got Murphy's Law Year season 2. So WandaVision.
Yes.
But now you're asking me about how I felt about WandaVision. So I think WandaVision is going to be a lot bigger than we anticipate it's going to be.
Yeah.
Especially with the implications that's still in it because they rearranged almost everything else, but they kept WandaVision first.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's gonna be a major play for them in that direction. But I don't know. It's past reading what they're saying about it in the tabloids and the trades and stuff. You know, you got Paul Bettany's comments and stuff. But I think that it's gonna be kind of like a good look into the ages, but in a WandaVision in a Wanda way that's kind of like schizophrenic.
Okay.
But in a real way, it's going to be like it's not schizophrenia. These are real people that she is pulling in. And I wouldn't be surprised. Now, all the types of characters so far that I've read that they put in here, are mutant-esque characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to spin the story to be large as that her powers took over pretty much different areas on Earth.
Yeah.
And that's why, like maybe in Russia, certain parts in New York, certain parts out in different parts of America, and that's where the mutants are starting to spawn up because they all got dragged into her story. Now, maybe they won't, of course, show like every mutant,
Yeah.
but I think that we're going to actually start seeing some more types of mutants that maybe they didn't announce, maybe they didn't get too much of a billing in it because they're not like big name mutants,
Right.
but it's proof of. And I think
Gotcha.
for the MCU right now, that's a big a big thing to happen
Yeah.
for us right now.
No
You know what I'm
doubt. No
saying?
doubt.
Because like everybody's waiting for mutants. Everybody's like, okay, we got the Fantastic Four, but in a way, they're kind of a mutant thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because they meet up with Spider-Man, and then they have things with X-Men. So we haven't gotten X-Men yet because I think they're gonna want to play in that. And I wouldn't be surprised, especially with this year off and these moves that my man's doing. Even though he's doing Star Wars now, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a surprise how they did with the Boba Fett show
Mm-hmm.
and how it was like, oh yeah, now you're getting this for season, the next season. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yo, boom, we didn't announce X-Men because you about to get that at the same time as Fantastic Four.
Got you.
Like, how amazing would that be?
Dude, it's crazy
That would
because this is exactly what I've been waiting for with MC, like since Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Like we are about to hit that point where the MCU is about to get blown wide open. Like we are about to go so deep and see so much brought to the table that it's just gonna be incredible, man. And it's like WandaVision is just, I think, gonna be the entry point. Like it's gonna be that series that really sets up the concept that we are going into this multiverse and really blowing things wide open. And I think
yep.
there's a couple of things even that we don't even realize yet in terms of story implications and things like that. I definitely think the mutants are going to start playing a role in that, like right away, like right off the bat. I think we'll hear the big M word in WandaVision, and we'll see them as we move into these other IPs. We'll start to see them play more of a significant role, and we'll start to even, I think, get some explanation as to where they've been in the MCU in terms of and planting seeds for some of these newer or some of these properties that everybody's waiting for, like the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and all that. So I'm right there with you. I think that WandaVision is going to be what really sets that off. I think though it's going to be one of those things where I don't think right now people really are at the appropriate level of hype. Like the sweaties, we already know.
Yeah.
We already
Yeah.
know. But this is going to be kind of like the MCU version of Mandalorian. And what I mean by that is it's going to be one of those things where word of mouth is going to blow this thing wide open.
Exactly.
Like it's going to blow it wide open. And you could see something where like those first couple episodes, like that first premiere night, they do crazy numbers, but then all of a sudden, like the following week, it's even bigger, like double. You know what I'm saying? Because I think people are going to just like really get hyped, and it's going to be that water cooler type talk. Like you not going to want to see or miss these episodes because it's going to be so much stuff going on that you just going to want to make sure you up on all of it. And the crazy thing about it is, and this is the genius of Kevin Feige, in my opinion, is that he's taking that whole sweaty like comic book mentality where you follow like every event, every iteration of a comic, and you kind of build on that lore to where when you're a comic book fan, what's up, or you read like the Infinity War saga or the Infinity Saga, and then you get into Secret Wars and you like talking about, well, I liked this run over this run and things like that. Right. He's bringing that level of detail to normies, bro. Like Feige got normies out here talking about comic runs or like but in the MCU it's phases.
Hey, okay. So a testament to that, a total testament to that. So about January around this time, I usually start to get a little more social. So I get on Facebook and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was in one of those nerd groups where it's like a Bat fans
Yeah.
type deal. So there was a meme in there, and it was like Thor versus Batman. Who would win? And everybody's like, oh, maybe Thor because he's the god of lightning. Then of course it's a Bat stand page, so Batman won automatically. But I was like, he takes the hammer because he's worthy of the hammer, and Thor befriends him. Blah blah blah. I had a dude on there try to tell me, and I also backed it up with the fact that there's that comic where Batman even spars against Captain America, and they stalemate each other because they're like, we ain't the enemy, So I bring all that up, and this dude gonna try to tell me there's no evidence of that ever, nowhere, that it happened, blah 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 blah. And then we started questioning him on his level of knowing anything in comics. This dude don't even read comics.
See what I'm saying?
He only knows what Kevin Feige put out.
Exactly.
What White Suge is selling him. He only got that White Suge element.
That's what I'm saying.
So
but think about it.
He is doing his damn thing.
He is doing his damn thing. And what's crazy about it is if you think about it, that's going to become the standard in the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the comics are going to be secondary because we are a creature of what's new, like the new shiny thing. And the most recent thing, the memory of the thing that most people are going to be able to identify is going to be what they saw in the MCU. So that's going to be the standard. And that's what's so crazy about it is that White Suge then already planted these seeds. It's like, and this is something that we, Josh talked about, when MCU first started popping off, is that Feige's playing 6D chess. Like he wasn't thinking just how do I get us to Endgame. Feige was already on here's the like planting seeds for the multiverse. Like there's things that I feel like are going to come back into play all the way back from like phase 1 MCU. Like there's going to be little threads that would drop, little hints. Especially, when you start talking about going even in phase 2 and 3 in the quantum realm and Ant-Man and that stuff, like all of that is going to start coming back. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to make, it's going to be huge.
It is.
And I remember Michael Douglas doing an interview where he talked about how the quantum realm was going to play a huge part in the MCU going forward and all of this and that. And it's like, we still haven't seen that yet. Like that's coming. Right. That's what's on tap. And so, WandaVision is going to be that. And normies are latching on to that because now you got a 10-year catalog worth of movies to where anybody can come in and catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with where we are, you know what I'm saying? It's like people at home looking for entertainment things to do. You at any point can jump into the MCU lore and be caught up. And they, I know they talked about the Legends series, I think it was, where it's basically recaps of the major events that like some of these core MCU characters, experienced or something like that. And that's just gonna, again, it's giving every opportunity for people to be able to just catch up and get up to speed. You know what I'm saying? And then of course you got cats like us to bring you up to speed anyway. So it's crazy, man. It's like I think WandaVision is gonna change the game.
Right.
I think it's gonna change.
We'll save some more of that sauce for next week.
Yeah, man.
But
don't give it all to him.
Right, yeah. You can't give them all because you're gonna end up doing like my man Dirk was saying with the $4.99 super chat. He said White Suge gives the normies a taste, and the next thing you know, they out there trying to sell cheeseburgers for MCU movies.
Oh,
you giving too much of this, you're gonna be feeding into that. You're gonna be feeding me,
man. Come on,
right?
Come on, man.
It's just which version you gonna get? You gonna get the Menace to Society version, or you gonna get the Dopey version? That's which you gotta be careful.
Look, I'm down to pull up on DC and be like, do we have
a
problem? Right. Yeah, man. But that's the thing. But what's crazy with White Suge, man, is it's like he ain't even stopping this. It don't even seem like he's stopping with Marvel though. Like he already feel like he got Marvel on autopilot, and now he's dipping his toes into the Star Wars pool. Like, he's
smart to do it now too.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. He's smart to do it now, man. And I know the homie Josh did a video where he kind of touched on that, man, and was kind of talking about some of that Feige Star Wars goodness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we should let the people get a little taste of that, and we get
All
into
right,
some
all
of that
right.
talk.
You know what? So I'm gonna do like Josh do, but instead of using numbers, I'm gonna use these emojis like we usually do. So if y'all want to see Josh on this video talking about what we talk about, put in some Nerdvenger emojis.
There you go.
But if you want us to probably move on and maybe talk about like Loki or something like that, let's see that main Venger emoji in there. Let's see.
Let me get my product placement on while we waiting.
And just to disrupt it a little bit, if you sipping a little bit, let's see that purple drink emoji. See, he can't even argue because he's over there sipping right now.
Oh, you know I stay sipping, man. I ain't been able to sip in a week. You like give me all the purple drink. all of it.
Said all the purple drink.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, if you a broke Venger, what can we have the broke Vengers do?
Give us an old school smiley face.
Yeah, I was just yes. This is
yes. Come on, man. You know how this goes.
Moments, man. Miss these moments.
I'm telling you, man. It seemed like it was forever ago. Forever.
See, and I just totally disrupted the chat, and nobody's doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody's just throwing purple emojis
just doing purple emojis.
and lightsabers. Everybody's like, "Yeah, it's just."
Well, then we would just make an executive decision then, and we would give the people some Josh anyway.
Right. But I appreciate Bruce Almighty with the purple. He just put purple Drake.
Oh, I see that. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. 500 points.
Jeff says, what if we hitting that Sith Tiva? Ain't nothing wrong with that either, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
What if we are?
Yeah, no.
Big T, big happy.
Yeah.
Big T, why ain't you a Nerdvenger, man? You put the maximum effort in. You should be a Nerdvenger.
You should. Shout to them platinum badges. Like I love seeing that. That's platinum, diamond, whatever you want to call it. It's blingy. I like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. But yeah, let's go on, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Pop.
We're gonna go on and pop it in, man. Oh man, and isn't that just a lovely look? That man is like look at him.
You know, every time we have a meeting, that's his face. That's
pretty much every time. Every single time. Like I feel like if we do After Dark every week and we don't have Josh make that face at least one time, then we didn't do what we supposed to do. We ain't do what we supposed to do. But let's go on and hear Josh talk about how White Suge is trying to take over the Star Wars game too. On and roll that beautiful footage.
But first, the report. Here we are. Breaking news. Loki creator Michael Waldron tapped to write Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie as part of new deal with Disney. Exclusive after penning Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and serving as head writer and executive producer on the upcoming Disney Plus series Loki, Michael Waldron is looking to stay in business with Walt Disney Studios in a big way. Sources tell Deadline Waldron has been set to write a new Star Wars feature film that Kevin Feige, president...
Pause just for a second. So look at this man right here. Look at my man Michael Waldron. I know nothing about this man. I ain't even gonna front. But look at that smile he got for being in this exclusive article. He got that smile, that face, that look that's like, yo, I finally got that job I've been trying to get for the past few years.
Say it.
And I'm staying right the F here.
Bruh.
Like he ain't going. Like look at the creases in his face.
I'm trying to tell
that
you.
is the maximum amount.
I'm gonna say it like this though. For real. If we was just judging by looks alone, that's the dude I want writing my Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
He looked like he was a moisture farmer on Tatooine. Like he looked like he knows something about it. Like just the look alone, I already feel like, okay, you might be on, you might have something, man. Yeah,
right.
Man.
Yeah, he's probably gonna stick around and be writing a whole bunch of different stuff for. He might be the Paul Dini for Disney.
Yeah, man, it could be
because Paul Dini was really awesome on writing them DC stories. Like pretty much, if you liked any of the Arkham games, he wrote those stories.
Got you.
He was about it. So, like I said, that Smile Man, he he gonna be around for a while. I think he's gonna be really good. All right, go ahead
Yeah,
with the
let's run
video.
Marvel Studios and Chief Creative Officer Marvel will develop and produce for Lucasfilm and Disney. This is just one part of the recent deal Waldron signed with the studio that will keep him in business with Disney for some time to come. Disney declined to comment.
But wait, there's more.
Besides writing the new Star Wars film, the deal is also expected to bring back Waldron in some capacity for season 2 of Loki. Not only is the deal a rarity at the studios, it clearly shows how much faith Disney, Marvel, and Lucasfilm have in Waldron going forward, and should surely open doors for years to come and many more high-profile properties. This is the first piece of news about Feige's Star Wars film since the project was first rumored in the fall of 2019. Lucasfilm recently announced several films at Disney's Investor Day, including Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins. However, this was not one of them. The project that was first rumored following the success of Avengers Endgame and before the launch of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the final installment in the most recent trilogy of the franchise, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy was looking to start a new era of Star Wars films, and given how much love Feige had for the franchise and how masterfully he navigated the Marvel Cinematic Universe over the past decade, felt the perfect fit to spearhead a new feature on the beloved IP. Since Waldron has just been brought on, there's no idea when this film gets into production or makes it to audiences, but Waldron attachment adds momentum to the film's development. And
so basically what we finding out is that the homie Feige is so enamored with the homie Michael Waldron and what he's done with the stories for the MCU that he wants him to bring some of that energy over to the Star Wars game, and specifically the movie that Feige was brought on or will be producing for Star Wars. Now, I believe if we go on just a little bit further, Josh goes into speculation town just a tad bit and starts giving his his take on how he figures that'll fit in to where we are with Star Wars and what those implications could be. So let's see what he's talking about.
And here's the most interesting part. He began his career on Adult Swim's Rick and Morty, where he won an Emmy for his work as a writer and producer on season 4. Okay, so that's all that's in the official report, but is there a lot to speculate about with this whole story? And again, much of this speculation is going to be done throughout the next couple of days on our live streaming channel. Please go check it out. Seriously, join the fun. You can be a part of the conversation. It's going to be really dope. But real quick, here's what I am immediately thinking. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. I am a shameless Kevin Feige stan. I am a Kevin Feige simp, Josh. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Feige is my guy. I think he's the greatest producer of all time, okay? So what do I really think is going on here? Well, I think, frankly, that Feige deliberately wanted this information to come out. I think that Feige is very smart, and he knows what the internet is talking about, and he knows that the multiverse and the multiverse of madness and everything connected to what Marvel is doing right now is very hyped. And as WandaVision comes out, and as more and more of this stuff happens, and audiences are like, whoa, this is crazy, there is now a built-in connection between the goodwill that will be created by what I personally think will be masterful storytelling, state-of-the-art technology, playing with the medium of streaming and cinema, doing some really groundbreaking stuff, right? That goodwill that's associated with all the stuff Marvel is about to do is now going to transfer over to Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie. That is a Kevin Feige move. A lot of the time on this channel or on live streams, I refer to Kevin Feige as a total gangster. We actually have a kind of memey thing. We call him the White Suge Knight over here, actually, because Kevin Feige, he plays so nice in interviews, and he looks, like such a just down-to-earth kind of salt-of-the-earth dude, and, maybe he is. But he's also, like, kind of like crazily gangster in the way he does things. If you've looked at the way he has matched up films to do what DC does and to try to beat them to the punch, this has happened over and over again. You know, there's big plays going on there with all of that, and just look at what's going on currently with the Flashpoint movie and perhaps the acceleration of the multiverse ideas by Kevin Feige. You can clearly see there is some competitive decision making going on over there.
Now, real quick, because this is where it gets interesting for me, right? Because the homie Josh talks about how Feige's, again, thinking 5 steps ahead of everybody, and he's taking, the MCU goodwill, and I think where he's going with that is it's like, again, to normies really don't care who these writers and directors are right out the gate, right? We care about that stuff because it's kind of our job to care, you know what I'm saying? But we, fans, the typical, content consumers, they are more concerned with want to know if the show's going to be good, right? They want, is it dope or not? But what Feige's doing is saying, well, we can put this information out, and then what this does is once WandaVision and all of these MCU things start to pop off, then you can say, hey, remember this dude here? He was the one that was writing all this stuff, and now we're finna use him over on Star Wars. And that is a way for you to give some optimism to what we know Star Wars fans to be as very, how can I put this nicely? We are a very particular bunch of Star Wars fans. You know what I'm saying? We know what we like, and sometimes we don't always agree on what we like. But what this move allows Feige to do is kind of keep everybody chill, because it's like, hey, look, if you enjoyed this content, then you'll feel good about the idea that this dude is going to be writing a movie for Star Wars. And that's brilliant, because this is some of the stuff that I feel like DC gets wrong. And that's, they don't capitalize on that goodwill that they have. It's like let's say it this way. The Snyder Cut is probably the only example of that we've gotten.
Yeah, and apparently they're trying to mess with that too. It's probably about to be no more Snyderverse.
And that's the crazy thing about it, is it's like, okay, so what's really going on with DC on that tip? And not to go backwards, but that's again where
that's what they're doing, so you can't help it.
Right. But that's where they always that's where they always fuck it up, because it's like, you got this thing that fans are telling you they want. Why are you worried about anything other than what the fans are telling you they want right now? Right. Like, it's simple to me. Like, I get it if you got an agenda or if you got these things lined up.
It's because this is part of that 6D chess. This is that one part of the pawn where Feige was like, yo, I'm gonna pay y'all to keep fucking up over there.
Oh, see, that's
y'all keep doing what y'all doing over there. Here's like 500 million. Make another. What are you doing? Green Lantern? You doing Green Lantern? Here. Go. Put that on HBO Max. Don't even worry about it. You just do what you're doing over there.
I'm saying, man. I'm saying.
To the fullest.
That's the gangster that is Kevin Feige, though.
Right.
That's the gangster that is Kevin Feige. He was, hey, James Gunn, go over there and holler at, don't go rock the boat. Right. Just go see what's going on and come holler at your boy. Go make them a little movie.
Make your name James Gunn.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like, I'm telling you, he's like, Feige be on it, bro. Feige be on it. But that's the thing, man. Like, this is why Feige is so damn brilliant. But there is a but for me, though. But before I get to that, let Josh get this last little point out, and then I got to give you the but, though, because it's always with me. There's another side to that coin, bro, and I'm gonna hit you with it in 2.5.
I also think this is sort of to make us believe that Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie might be the third movie of the current slate of trilogy, or not trilogy, but the current slate of movies that we have, right? Patty Jenkins' movie, we believe, is going to be the next film. Rogue Squadron, that'll be the next one. Then after that, you could probably assume that Taika Waititi's movie will happen. And then after that, you are likely to have the Kevin Feige Star Wars movie with this writer. This announcement also makes it pretty clear that although, in my opinion, Feige will absolutely be helping Taika if he needs it, Taika's movie is not the Kevin Feige produced Star Wars movie. It might be doing its own thing. It might be playing around with deep lore. And the question becomes, if Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie is the last one in the trilogy, is it possible that something big will happen in that film, or that that film will be a launch pad into maybe the next phase of Star Wars? Now, let me take it one step further. This is potentially spoilery. It's so like theory based that I don't even know if I should say it's a spoiler or not, but I will say this. I clearly know a few things from behind the scenes, so this speculation may ruin some stuff for you. You know, proceed with caution, basically. I think it's completely possible that this movie with Kevin Feige that is going to happen at the end of this slate, which I think now would be like 2024, 2025, right? 2023, 2025. No, it'd be like 2026, 2027. That film could very well be the Grand Admiral Thrawn movie. I think that it could either be the Grand Admiral Thrawn movie that also might be a cinematic conclusion to the Mandalorian stuff, and maybe even directed by Jon Favreau, right? So I think that this might hint at some very big ideas that are coming for Star Wars. And that's really all I want to say for now. But again, we will be talking about this quite a bit. So make sure you check out After Dark,
which you are doing right now.
Yes.
And we sure appreciate you for hanging with your boys.
Most that. So
yeah,
Al, like, yeah.
So here's where you already know. You already
right.
know, man. So here's the thing with that. Number one, holy shit. Like, if Kevin Feige's movie is going to end up being the cinematic conclusion to this Mandalorian storyline, and we're going to get some kind of epic battle situation and see this kind of catapult Star Wars into this next era, man, come on, bro. Like, all I'm thinking of right now is something on the level of an Infinity Saga, but Star Wars, though? And I don't mean the, cut and paste way that they tried to do the sequel trilogy. We ain't talking about that. But just, if you give Feige the creative freedom to take what we've seen built and the foundation that's been laid with The Mandalorian, we know we have the Book of Boba coming later this year. We got season 3 of Mando coming next year. You've got the Ahsoka series. You still got to find out what happened with the homie Ezra. You got to find out what's going on with the Rebels crew and the rest of them and everything else. If Feige's going to be the dude that's going to basically bring all of that home, man, take all my money. But there's another part of that story, or another part to that has me somewhat worried. And that was when we started hearing whispers about Robert Downey Jr. being, possibly leveraged or them trying to get him for the role of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, I don't think Josh, and I think he talked about this today, I don't think he believes that that's the role that, RDJ will be going for, or that's not necessarily where they want him with that, which makes me feel real good, because I feel like I want Thrawn. If you're going to bring Thrawn to live action, he's got to be somebody that can really embody like the cerebral, just like crazy tactical coldness that you get from Thrawn in not just the Thrawn trilogy, but the Thrawn that you get in Rebels. You got to be able to encapsulate that and really, really bring that to the screen. And look, I love Robert Downey Jr., but I just don't see him being Thrawn. Now, in Feige, we trust. We say that all the time. But here's my concern. Is there a possibility that because Feige has his fingerprints on both Marvel and potentially Star Wars, could the similarities in the style of storytelling make either of those two become stale? And that's a real question for me, because because then the reason I say it is, it's like we kind of know and we see the formula for the MCU, and it works. It works brilliantly. Like the way that he gives these writers and directors the freedom to tell the story the way they want to tell it, but still keep it, within the same line to where everything kind of fits in its own little place, and you have these individual stories, but they're all a part of a tapestry that really weaves together the entire universe, that's brilliant. But if you start playing with having these actors that are going between both, then to me, that might stale it just a little bit for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think on that, just possibly thinking that that could be a full thing they do. I mean, you gotta look at it this way. Some actors are just great. So I don't feel that there'll be any kind of surprise that certain actors will, of course, be a part
Right.
of Star Wars. It's the same studio. They already got them on payroll.
Right.
Some of that's gonna happen with interest. But I think for the most part, what we're forgetting is that they did a damn near perfect cast
Facts.
for the Avengers and stuff like that. So
Yes.
I don't feel like they'll try to be like, oh well, you know what, we had Jeremy Renner and he'd be good as, you know, a Thrawn character or whatever the case. I don't see they're gonna do that unless Jeremy Renner is like, yo, I really want to be part of Star Wars, which I don't see him doing that. So I just feel like it's gonna be Star Wars flavored, regardless, but with that same kind of cohesiveness that we enjoy from Marvels. There's going to be certain elements that they're going to take over that's going to be like, excuse me, that's going to be like, yes, we want that from the MCU. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's going to be sprinkled in
Word.
with nothing but Star Wars stuff in there. So
No,
I
I
don't,
feel you.
I think it's going to be a good amalgamation period.
I feel you. And again, we talking about Kevin Feige. And so far,
Right.
Kevin Feige has not steered us wrong yet. So it's not like I'm
Nah.
sitting here saying I don't think Feige knows what the hell he doing. We talking about Kevin Feige, y'all. Like, this man wake up in the morning pissing excellence. So it is what it is with the homie. But I just don't want us to get to a point where you start seeing too many of these actors and actresses playing on both sides, because part of, for me, the enjoyment of Star Wars versus Marvel versus DC is that you see these different portrayals and you see these different actors and actresses bringing these characters to life. We've seen Robert Downey Jr. and what he was able to do with Iron Man. I mean, he basically is
Right.
Iron Man from this day forward. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with a lot of the MCU characters. But if you start seeing these characters in Star Wars, then, or these actors and actresses in Star Wars, I should say, then it starts to kind of stale a little bit for me, just because it's kind of like just like fatigue at that point. It's like, I've just seen 10 years worth of Robert Downey Jr. all in my face in the MCU. I don't want to see him now as Thrawn. Now,
At least blow him back in the MCU. Shoot.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
just like
You know what I'm
that.
saying? And I think, and again, we talking about Kevin Feige, and Feige knows this. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I don't really think that Thrawn is necessarily what they are looking at with RDJ. But
No,
would I like to see RDJ in a
that's
Star
someone
Wars
else.
movie? Hell yeah! Like, I would love to see that. Like, I
Right.
can see him
That
doing
would be a
something.
cameo.
Yeah, some kind of cameo,
small.
or maybe playing some kind of a role that, you know, some kind of a fighter pilot or something like that. I think he would be
Yeah.
dope. But like, the thing about it is, if Feige is doing Thrawn in a live action movie, that already is incredible, because look at what Feige did and with the Russos, what they were able to do in 2 movies with the homie Thanos. Look at how
Oh, yeah.
deep and the depth, the level of depth that they were able to give that character in 2 movies. And how you were really able to understand and respect the power and the authority and really fear this cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the perfect, like, in-game villain. Like, that dude was the boss character. Like, that's what you want out of a villain. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
from that aspect, I'm thrilled, because that means that Thrawn is going to be done right. Now, with that said, that begs the question though. So then, if not RDJ, then who could be Thrawn? And we've seen a lot of people, but I want to ask you first before I give you my sleeper pick. and let us know in the chat, who would you like to see as Thrawn in a Kevin Feige produced Star Wars movie? Let's just go with it. Let's just say that is what he's doing, and he's gonna bring it all full circle. Let me know, homie. Who's your Thrawn?
Well, I've been kind of, I don't even know if I should say it because it doesn't seem like it was something that was outwardly said earlier. So, and that's all I really got is who was kind of said, which makes sense. But I guess I'll say, I think that they would try to get the original actor for it. Because watching the trend, I go this route. Watching the trend with them actually getting the voice actor who played Bo-Katan, if he's, I feel like he's possibly a capable person, so they'll get the original person.
Got you. That's what's up.
That possible.
That's what's up.
That's what I'm saying.
I see some people saying Benedict Cumberbatch. Like I that was one I will tell you. Up until earlier this week, that was my number one pick. Because I felt
Jedi
like
Jen with the Pierce Brosnan, like I would go with that if only Pierce Brosnan was so old already.
Yeah, I feel that. But here's
I would like that. But
got you. But yeah, I see John Hamm. I see some Danny DeVito. Pliskin, you wild, bro.
Always.
Oh man, but Fassbender. I see you, Mr. Anderson, saying Michael Fassbender. I could see that.
I wouldn't want Fassbender.
Yeah, I could see it. I wouldn't want him.
Moderator, what your twin say? What did Ryan say? The dude that Ryan said. Remember we was talking to Ryan about it?
I can't remember the guy's
He said
name.
the guy from True Blood, right?
I think that's who he said. Yeah, I think that was.
Now that guy, I could 1000% see.
Got you
Playing Thrawn.
Well, I tell you, and it's funny that you bring that up because here you go once again trying to steal my thunder. Because I was just about to go back to that conversation and tell you that after we talked about that, I decided that I'm putting all my chips to the middle of the table, and I am going to start hashtag Sterling K. Brown for Thrawn.
Oh yes, that's
Sterling K. Brown needs to be Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I can totally yes.
I'm
1,010 with that.
You want to talk about somebody that could embody the presence of Thrawn on screen and really portray that cerebral mentality, like that, just that cold viciousness. Look at this man. Look at his facial expressions and tell me that you couldn't picture that dude with blue skin, like outthinking everybody in the galaxy, man. Sterling K. Brown for Thrawn, like all day long. And that, man, like we talked about that and I was just like, bro, that's what's up. That would be somebody that I could definitely get behind because I think he would kill that role. I think he would base, and my thing is, please let the universe align and let him be a Star Wars fan because that role is somebody that whoever they get to play that role, I want them to be somebody who lives in that role, like that basically wants to really, like that is passionate about bringing that character to the screen and really trying to understand his motivations and why he does what he does and the reason that he plays the game the way he plays it. And I feel like Sterling K. Brown would be that dude all day long. So
I see Dirt Wizard with the he said Morgan Freeman.
Man, look,
I would only if he could be like he was at the end of Wanted.
Oh, shoot this motherfucker!
If that's the only
first
way.
thing I thought about as soon as you said that line, bro. He was like, "Oh, shoot this motherfucker!" Like that made that whole movie perfect, bro. Oh my god!
Yes, it did. I didn't see it ended like that.
Oh
like,
man,
they let him off the chain.
Yeah, but yeah, that was I was like, whoa, I see you going to get his into Samuel L. Going, I see you. But yeah, man.
Samuel L. is Thrawn.
No, he's already Maystow. Like you can't...
Right, but I mean, let's just entertain that for a second.
Let's entertain.
Like, what would that even be like? Are we getting the hype Samuel L? Are we getting the Black Snake Moan Samuel L? Are we getting the snakes on the plane Samuel L?
I don't think you could get either one of them.
The Mace Windu.
It would have to be if anything, it would have to be the Shaft.
It has to
the
be
Shaft Samuel L. But that still's too smooth for me though. Like
right.
Thrawn's got to be that dude that walk in the room and give you chills.
Yeah, I'm saying he's a
Like,
little abrasive.
yeah, he gotta be like, you don't even need Thrawn to be animated. Like, he doesn't have to have like this boisterous personality or anything. He's gotta be like just stoic. Like, I'm already ahead of you type, real dry, sarcastic, cynical type dude. And so that's why for me, man, it's got to be Sterling for that. But either way, man, like I said, with Feige, you can't go wrong. And this is what I really do hope, that this is the direction that they're going in with Star Wars, in the sense that let's establish the future. We've got the past pretty much solidified. Like, yeah, you can fill in some gaps. There's context that you can give us, but all of that they do now needs to be, in service of setting up Star Wars for the future, because we've got to get past the Skywalker saga. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I love it, we got to get past that. You know what I'm saying?
On that then. So looking at the trend, if we're bringing Feige in, and we already got Favreau, and now we got the addition of Filoni, do you think that they will either go with a big name person for some of these new roles coming out, or do you think that they'll go with some lower level actors and blow them up like they did with people like Chris Evans and RDJ? Like, all these people were really on a slump, if you look at it, kind of in their in their filmography. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really doing too much. They didn't really have too much to their claim. And then now they came out in the Avengers, and now they're stars. They're household names now. So do you think they'll do that with maybe some actors that we don't know about, or do you think they'll just be like, nah, here's somebody you're familiar with?
Well, we'll see. And this is, again, I think the brilliance of a Kevin Feige is, I think that they would go with like lesser known actors, and strictly for a dollars and cents reason. Because if you come in bringing A-list actors off the rip, you got to break bread automatically. Like, you at this point, because you got to think, signing a movie deal now, you're not just signing a deal for, let's say 3 pictures. It's got to be some Disney Plus in there. They got some clauses in there for you to do some one-offs, some appearances on shows and whatnot. And that can get, as much money as Disney and the MCU and Star Wars, as much money as they have, they still are in the business of making bread. So they don't want to have to part with more money than absolutely necessary to make this work. And so if you're a Feige, you go and you find some lesser known actors that you can build and groom into these roles and turn them into A-list actors, because then you have to basically make them show and prove before you cut the big checks. And then you put yourself in a position to where, and this is one of the things that I kind of hated about the sequel trilogy, was that, Adam Driver's a great actor. Daisy Ridley, great actress. Same thing with John Boyega. And what I was so thrilled about, though, was the fact that looking at Star Wars at that point, you were getting those 3 on the up. You know what I'm saying? Their arc was going upward. So it would have made perfect sense to see them kind of continue in that role had, circumstances been different. Now, I don't think either one of them want to touch Star Wars with a 10-foot pole, at least right now. And so it's kind of a wait and see kind of game. Plus, the audience don't really want to, Star Wars fans in general probably ain't trying to hear nothing that got Daisy Ridley name attached to it these days. Right. But that's the thing, man. Sure. It's like you give yourself that leeway, because there's always room to negotiate or to put a little more money out there. Whereas if you go with somebody out the gate like a Robert Downey Jr., you already know you got to break bread off the rip. And if it doesn't work for you, then what happens? You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you get somebody else, there's not so much of that level of expectation, in terms of you're not, as a fan, looking like, let's say if it was like, let's just play with the idea of Robert Downey Jr. as Thrawn, right? You're automatically going into that thinking that you're getting a Robert Downey Jr. experience. You know what I'm saying? However you want to, frame that. And because it's Robert Downey Jr., you know that you're going to have to pony up some bread. Whereas if you go and you get somebody that's lesser known, you don't have to be, that's kind of a secondary thing. And that's something where you could kind of dangle the carrot with them a little bit, and they'll be hungry to kind of prove, because they want to get that. They want to get that big paycheck. Whereas somebody like Robert Downey Jr., what else does he have to prove at this point? I mean, he's
the
always
fact
gonna
that
be
he ain't
Iron
got
Man.
shit else to do.
But that's what I'm
other
saying,
than
though.
be
Like,
in Marvel movies.
but he don't have. Does he have
Dr.
to?
Doolittle wasn't. It did little. he
Don't do
ain't
him
doing
like
nothing
that,
right now, dude.
man. But
So
that's the
no
thing,
offense.
though. But Robert Downey Jr. can put out 5 flops and then come tell him he want to come back and do another Iron Man or something like that, and
they'd still take him back because it's not just bad. It's just what is he doing outside of that? You know,
that's what I'm saying. But where that's the thing is Robert Downey Jr. is now in a place where he can kind of decide for himself if he wants to even do Iron Man anymore. You know, and but it took, you know, like you said, he was kind of on a downswing when they started, you know, the MCU with him and all of that. And now he's at that point where he can kind of command the big bucks and he can do Dr. Doolittles and make and have them flop. Because he's still sitting there counting out that end game.
Right. He don't care. He's at home
petting
his cat.
Right. And
wearing onesies out in his backyard. He don't care.
Exactly. So that's, you know, the way I look at it, I just want to see, at the end of the day, I want to see good movies, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel. I want people to be able to enjoy, and I want, as a fan, to see great storytelling. I want to see these characters brought to life on screen, and I want it to keep me invested because, again, this is my escape. So I want you to make me want to escape. I don't want to be like I was in Wonder Woman, where it was like 2 hours into the movie, and I'm like, do I still want to keep watching this because I done invested these 2 hours to get to the end of this, or do I want to go on and save myself right now? You know what I'm saying? That's not the way. I want to be able to not want to turn away from it. And so as long as you giving me those kind of experiences, then I'm with it regardless of who it is. I just don't want it to ever get stale. And real quick, Max Chavez, you are absolute fool. Snoop Dogg is Thrawn. Boy, stop. Oh,
hey, man. We're clowning in here, dude.
I see y'all. But man, but I'm saying, man,
my favorite part.
It's crazy though. But that's the cool part, man. Is like, this is the interesting thing about where we are with entertainment, is that these things now, like Snoop, come on, let's be real. But like, this is where we are. Like, you sitting there now and we fan cast, and these movie studios are actually listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what happened with Ahsoka and Rosario Dawson. Like, that was one where, you know, people, you know, kept making rumblings. You kept hearing about it. And then eventually, bam, you actually get Rosario Dawson as live action Ahsoka. I had another one on the tip of my tongue right now that I was thinking about. My guy that they were looking at for Luke, Sebastian Stan. We haven't seen him yet, but I still feel like we will get a Sebastian Stan Luke Skywalker at some point. I feel like it's almost a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? I saw a video on YouTube earlier this week where they actually did a Return of the Jedi deepfake with dude.
Okay, yeah,
you
yeah.
can't see the difference. Like, I don't see a difference between him and Mark Hamill. So it's almost like from that aspect, it's a no-brainer, like to do that. So especially when you have so many people that are clamoring for more Luke after what we got in The Mandalorian, that's a perfect, you know, I don't mind those kind of crossovers because that makes perfect sense. But it's just crazy. We could always, now I like that Clone Trooper Clone 199 said Snoop Dogg is Hondo. I could do that all day.
Yeah.
Like Hondo, bro. Like, yeah, that's what's up, man. And Brian said Snoop is way too smooth for Hondo. Yeah, but that'd be the cool little live action take on Hondo though. Like
Tommy Burkenberry there with Adam Sandler as Thrawn. Only if he could be Hubie.
Oh my God!
Did you see that? Did you see Hubie? Hey, he's gotta have that mug.
Adam Sandler is one of them dudes, man. Dude. Like, I don't know. Adam Sandler for me is one of them cats where it's like after like the Waterboy craze and all of that, I just kind of got like, I got a little bit of a fatigue with dude, man. Like, I just got a little Adam Sandler fatigue after that whole string with Bobby Boucher and all that. I was just I kind of put him in the same role as Will Ferrell. It's like,
hey, no, you can't do that. Will Ferrell ain't got a movie that hits you hard like Uncut Gems. Have you seen Uncut Gems?
No, I have not seen Uncut Gems.
You go watch Uncut Gems, and the next stream we got, you apologize.
I promise you. I will do that this weekend because I'm gonna have to see, because right now?
I want to see Will Ferrell.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this: is Uncut Gems a Truman Show?
No. Oh, you mean like level wise, like
Jim Carrey and Truman Show.
Yes,
like change.
Yes.
Like I had all kind of respect after seeing that movie because I looked at Jim Carrey as a one trick pony, and then saw Truman Show and was like, oh, this dude got some chops.
Watch Uncut Gems.
Okay, so then I can do
Watch
that. I can do that. Yeah,
that's
like,
totally
low key. Truman Show
like
is one of my
that,
favorite movies, just simply because of Jim Carrey's performance in that movie was incredible. Like,
no,
say what you want about
Punch Drunk Love. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say watch Punch Drunk Love to change your mind about him. It's not funny. It's not supposed to be, but it's just Uncut Gems, the story and where it takes you through until you get to the end, and then where the end holds you, and then when they finally let you go. That movie fucked me up, dude.
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, then you might have just gave me something to get into a little later on tonight. Might have to do
Uncut Gems.
Might have to do that, man. But yeah, man. Either way it go, like the fact that like this is where we are, and this is really the theme of tonight. You know what I'm saying? This is setting the stage for like 2021 to just like blow the whole roof off of this entertainment shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are on the cusp. Like, this probably will be the last show that we can do that we won't be able to just go super deep on whatever. Like, because WandaVision's next week. And
yeah, I was about to say After Dark, maybe not, but we always got afternoon.
Oh,
man.
yeah, afternoon is, man. Like, matter of fact, let me see some purple emojis. Anybody that's going to be hanging with us for tomorrow afternoon anyway.
Yeah, man.
We back to back.
We back to back. Yeah. We back to back.
You know how we do. You know,
main gang.
Yeah, main gang in here. You know it. But that's the thing, man. It's like we are on. It's just an incredible time, man. It's an incredible time, and I'm just glad to be able to share it with the Nerd Vengers, man. That's all I'm saying. It's like so much. So tell me this, since we go in there before we get into this conversation and libation. I want to know, chat, and you tell me too, what is, and we'll keep it MCU specific. What show right now are you looking forward to most this year?
I'm probably gonna have to jump on. Well, okay, we talking about this whole entire year.
And we'll say show, movie. What MCU project are you looking forward to most?
I don't know. It's kind of split, believe it or not. Between a lot of them, man. I mean, I don't know all of them. I ain't even gonna front. I want to see them all. But I mean, the most, I don't know if I got the most, man. I want to see what WandaVision is going to shape up to be. I want to see how that spins into Loki. I want to know what they're going to do with the Hawkeye show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what they're going to do with She-Hulk and all the characters that's supposed to be in that. When they're putting Charlie Cox, like, I want to know what's going to happen with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is he far from home? Is he still too far from home? Or he ain't home yet?
Right.
That's probably what it's gonna be. Spider-Man 3 ain't home yet. That's probably what it's gonna be, or making his way home.
On my way home.
Or right, Spider-Man on my way home. That's probably gonna be something like that. But I mean, I want to see it all. I'm like that. Like,
hey, I just got
an idea. There was some kind of way.
I just got another Nerd Venger idea for us. We got to do. We got to do a spoof. Spider-Man Homeboys.
I'm down.
Spider-Man Homeboys. Oh, come on. We got to do that. We got to make that happen. But yeah, man, I'm with you though. Like I feel the same way. I think if I had to narrow it down, I think movie-wise it would have to be Spider-Man. Like I'm so ready to see how they pull this off. Like I'm so ready to see how they pull this off. But then for shows, I'm gonna say WandaVision, to be real. Like I really because I think WandaVision is gonna be the show that like sets this whole thing off. Like, and it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna get so crazy and it's gonna have so many implications that like you just gonna be hooked. Like I think WandaVision is gonna be one of those that you go back and watch episodes 2 and 3 times because it's gonna be so much juice in it that you gonna have to. And
yeah, most definitely.
And so yeah, I'm just ready, man. I'm ready for it to start.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready for, man. I'm ready for next week to kick off and hopefully maybe give us a I mean, if I'm gonna be distracted, at least make it a proper distraction.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
So I'm hoping maybe we get a proper distraction.
Yeah.
And Toby, if you're listening to this, sign your damn papers. Okay.
Man, no, look. Toby gonna be in there, man. Toby just trying to make sure his paper right, but trust me, he not trying to miss out on this action, man. Like what they doing, like just think about like go back to when you first watched Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Like before you even knew, before the Andrew Garfield joint, all that, and think about where we are now, how crazy it is that like we legit about to get like Spider-Verse type shit in live action.
I know, yeah, watching it from like a child when they first brought it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even gonna front. You know, if we want to talk about opinions on Spider-Man when it first came out, I did not think I was gonna like it, other than the fact that Spider-Man himself was, finally gonna be a live action character.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I was gonna like it because of Tobey Maguire. Because but at the same time, looking at him, I was like, well, he's like the perfect nerd during that, for that time period. And then, Kirsten Dunst, she was on the rise. So, like, I didn't think I was really gonna like it, but I fell in love with it. They got the animations right.
Yeah.
They got the characters right. The storyline for it was comic synonymous. It was just everything that you really wanted, especially during that time if they were going to do a comic book movie. And I think that's why I also was a fan of when the Tom Jane Punisher came out, because that was another iteration in which it was almost like, again, watching Marvel trying to bud. You know what I'm saying? But then you got Blade, and Blade is another series that came out, trilogy that came out, that, believe it or not, if Blade didn't hit as hard as it didn't pull it. Like, you got to think about how the numbers were for back then. 137 million probably ain't really too much, you know what I'm saying? But if you think about it, for a company that was selling off their IPs and about to die,
right? That's the thing.
That took the movie to pull you out of the grave.
But dude,
you need to have that.
Look, now I won't talk about Blade 2 or Blade Trinity, but that first Blade movie though, man, like
fire.
That movie was fire, bro, and like my man killed that. Like Wesley killed that role, and it was perfect. And it was. And you think about that now, even that, they talk, Wesley Snipes, and I heard Josh talk about this on the stream. Like, imagine Wesley Snipes coming into the MCU, but as Dracula, and having a run-in with the Wesley Snipes Blade character, or so. And the idea of us having those type of or no, I'm saying even like imagine a setup where you have Wesley Snipes as Blade in a multiverse scene with Wesley Snipes as Dracula. And they like that. Those types of things is possible now. Like you could have that same setup with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Uncle Ben. Stuff like that, man. Like we in this place where it's like there are no limits anymore, man. Like the shit that they can do with special effects and the fact that you starting to be able to dip into all of these types of. Hold on, wait a minute. Hi, Bashti. Thanks for checking in on your boy. Man,
yeah,
I see you. But yeah, it was like that's what I'm saying, man. It's incredible. Like it's crazy because that's where we are now, man. Like it's almost like there are no rules now. And Feige's like the ultimate gangster because he's just like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go grab that. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. I'm gonna do that, and ain't nobody gonna tell me shit in DC. You keep it up, man, and I'm gonna send James Gunn back over there to come do a couple, work on a few changes for me. Like,
right.
I'm saying, like, it's so crazy. Like the era that we're in now in terms of this nerdy entertainment, man. It's wild, bro.
Most definitely, man. But I mean, I just can't wait till we just get the ball rolling again and maybe get some kind of semblance of some positive energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know those movies.
Oh, we sure need it.
Those movies, those shows, all of that. It's just going to be amazing. And we're just ready for it, man.
Yeah, that's
here for it.
We definitely here for it, man. And we're going to be here continuing to cover it all, breaking it down for all of y'all like a common denominator, man. Because, like, this is it. Like, this this is our time. Like, nerds, stand the F up. Like, you can't say nothing no more. Like, I saw somebody said this comment in the chat earlier, said their wife is kind of the normie barometer for them or something like that. And it's like,
Kendall Davis.
Yeah, Kendall Davis. Good looking, man. Appreciate the love. But that's what's up. Same thing with my wife, man. Like, it's like we can now, as nerds, nerd out on this stuff and not have to do it in the basement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or in the man cave. Like, it's like out, and it's the thing, man. It's just crazy. I'm like, it's just, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
You wanna take this into some conversation and libation and see what?
Well, I thought you'd never ask, brother. Check that mute.
You know me, man.
Yeah, so let's take it on into conversation and libation. All super chats will get read. We'll try to get as many comments as we can. But yeah, let us know, man. Just let us know what you're looking forward to. What's your favorite, project coming up for 2021? Anything, man. Questions for me, questions for Lavis, questions for both of us. Just let us know, man. We here. This y'all time.
Exactly. For sure. Like, what's popping? Like, I see y'all in here. People cutting it up. I see somebody asked if anybody liked the Amazing Spider-Man little series they had there. I believe it or not, I actually like the Andrew Garfield movies.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like about the first one mainly was the costume.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they made him look more like an amphibian than they did make him look like a spider for real.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I didn't like the fact that it played too much with the lizard. They finally gave Lizard his due.
Yeah, they gave him his due.
It looked like the lizard was fighting the frog more than it looked like he was actually fighting Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I thought they was doing good when they was correcting it in the second movie. Like, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was way better than the first movie. You actually got him in the costume. It didn't look too bad. You got Electro. I didn't like that they made Electro a little too urban. It was great that they had Jamie Foxx and all.
Yeah.
And they had their little times, but it was like they didn't play him up properly.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? They could have let him still be a regular color. I thought it was cool to see him be blue and all, but you got to think about it though. The Amazing Spider-Man storyline was pretty much taken from the Ultimate Spider-Man verse.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks, even the game, if you play the game, it's completely cartoony, like sleek cartoon look.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they were going for the movie. So if you look at it from that perspective, where they were taking the story from, then you'll like it for those elements. They fulfilled those elements very well. But people were just complaining because you just got off of the hype and the high of having a more 90210-ish Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. It's more, in that realm of things. And then now you got this little kind of kid sleek version. People just wasn't down for that. So
yeah, I feel you.
I liked it though.
I wasn't too much of a fan of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but that was only because my heart was with Tobey and Kirsten Dunst, man. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Even Spider-Man 3, like, for me, just because it was more of those two, I loved those two. Like, to me, she was just right for Mary Jane. He was just right for Peter Parker. And it was beautiful for me, like, from that aspect. And yeah, the movies had some issues, but I mean, you also have to look at the era in which they were made and kind of understand that it was a different time. And like, comic book movies really hadn't found, I don't think, their footing the way that they have now. So it's like those movies, but the crazy thing about it is, especially with the first two Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, I feel like those movies still hold up today. Like, you can still go back and watch those today. Whereas now the third one, I don't know. And it's not to say that the Andrew Garfield ones don't hold up or that they weren't good. It just wasn't my taste. But I'm definitely interested to see him come back. And that's the thing though, man. Like, now you get something for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. I see Nell Boogie. He gets down with the boogie. It's time. He said he took hella girlfriends to Marvel movies. I see you.
I see you, Playboy. I see you.
White Suge handing out game in all different forms.
All different forms. Yeah.
All different forms. Thanks, Keaton Haas with the $10 holler. got the lightsaber, the After Dark, and the purple emoji man. Purple Drink Man. That's his name, by the way.
Purple Drink Man. Oh,
Purple Drink Man.
Yeah.
And when he busts through the After Dark symbol, he says Purple Drink.
Purple Drink.
He's kind of drunk all the time too, so he's always.
You gotta watch that cat, man.
You gotta watch
him. He get wild.
The official After Dark mascot, Purple Drink Man.
And we had you got it?
Yeah, I got you. Justin Chandler with the $5 there. Said Rona can't keep the main gang El Presidente down. So glad to see you back, Al, and have my dogs back. Most hype for the Book of Boba and Spider-Man. So the Book of Boba and the controversy behind that taking over where the Mandalorian slot was. Yeah. I think with Josh's speculation of the fact that they could be tying that in with a movie makes better sense on why they would do the Book of Boba instead of, having it conclude on a TV show. Because maybe we're over there like, they had major drama. They did something with Pedro Pascal. He ain't coming back, blah, blah, blah. We're looking at it in such a negative light because of what was reported that it could be, on a lighter note, you're like, yo, stupid, calm down about throwing your face. We're ending it without you having the mask on because we're going to pop you into this Disney Star Wars, the Mandalorian movie, and you get to be, the whole time, take your mask off and, and then go through that story. So I think that would probably be really interesting if that's the route that they went with that.
Yeah, I think all of this is tying in, like with this whole fight, and that's the thing with this whole situation with Feige and this movie that he's producing is I think that this Mandalorian thing, the whole thing could be all coming together to be ultimately like a conclusion that Feige's kind of spearheading. Like that's the way I see it going, really. And the Book of Boba, I think, is gonna be kind of the next step or the next piece of that puzzle. But I will say this when it comes to like the Pedro drama and all of that, I think it's real, number one. But I also think that my man Jon Favreau, like, I think he's low key like Kevin Feige Jr. in the sense that he's got that same gangster mentality, and I think they could be. You know what I'm saying? They could be. Maybe they're brothers. And that's the thing, man. I think that I think Pedro tried to test his gangster, and Favreau is like, let me show you just how serious I am about not really needing your ass.
Let me see. Okay, so like even with Feige, I feel like Feige and Favreau would have the same kind of taste in educating a person. I feel like they wouldn't go the route that we over here talk about being all gangster about it. Like not in that way. I feel like they would be like, here, come here. And they put their arm around him and they walk him through and they tell him some kind of fable. That means pretty much in layman's terms, if you don't get your ass together, we gonna throw you out this airlock and let you freeze in space.
Well, yeah,
type deal. That's the story. I don't feel like he'd be like, we gonna chop your legs off. Oh, sit your ass down. I feel like it'd be more like some profound words placed on your head, and you're like, I really need to use my crown chakra and think about what they just told me.
But that's what I'm saying.
Type deal.
But that's what I'm saying. Is just like that's why I feel like we haven't heard that much more about it publicly from any party is because that's exactly what they've done is they've kept it strictly pimping like in the public eye. Like it's like, no, we all good, everything's squashed. But I think this is Jon Favreau's little subliminal message to Pedro, like, hey bro, look, this train is gonna be moving whether you on it or not, bro. Like we ain't waiting on you. We don't need you.
Yeah.
And it's like we want you. We want to bring you in. We got plans for you. But if you think you finna hold up this show, bro, nah, we just gonna slide Boba right in here. And if you start tripping, shit, Boba's up on deck.
Right.
And I think that's the way. I think that's the way it's playing out. And I think ultimately whatever issues that they had or are having will get worked out because I don't think Pedro's that stupid. Put it like this.
I think
it ain't like they finna be asking him to come back to do a Wonder Woman movie again.
No, he ain't coming back.
Yeah, he ain't coming back for that. So, bro, like, this is your chance. Like, you don't blow this, and that's the thing. Is like, Pedro ain't dumb, man. He know you don't blow. You not finna blow this opportunity. Not like this.
Nah, most definitely. I feel that. I see somebody said that Paul Rudd. Who is it? Paul Rudd blew me away. Dirt Wizard said Paul Rudd blew me away as Ant-Man. He is awesome. Paul Rudd blows me away with the fact that he's in his 50s and still looks like
he's 28.
Yes. Like that's what blows me away.
Every time I see this dude, I think of Josh from Clueless. Like that's exactly who I'm like. I just see this dude and I'm like, I feel like Alicia Silverstone. I'm like, I love Josh. It's like, man, like it just blows me away that this dude, him and Chris Evans, like, do they like? Cause he's another one. I see him and I think of not another teen movie. Like this dude don't age. It's so crazy the way like.
They get the maturity of the years, but they don't get none of the effects.
Yes.
Of the years. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that hard effects. They just look more mature. Like this is the 2020 version. Right. This is the 2021 version. And all they did was like chisel it up a little bit.
That's it.
It's kind of like how they do with y'all, which 2K games with Madden and the NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's just they come out with the same version every year. It's just update the roster.
They just update the rosters, make it look a little bit better, and we be like, oh, we got that new hotness.
Right.
Got to go out and spend a whole $70 on it again.
Right, we gotta spend that new hotness on that Chris Evans.
Yeah, since we on the video game thing, man, real quick. Let me get some red saber emojis for anybody that is still playing Cyberpunk. Is there anybody still playing Cyberpunk? Because I have a bone to pick with this game, and I'm not even a Cyberpunk fan. But
have you played it?
No, I have not. I can't play it.
Okay.
They took it off PlayStation Store.
Yeah, they totally took it off.
Yeah, they like,
go buy a hard copy if you want to play.
Yeah, look. I'm not gonna dump on them, man. They didn't got enough. They didn't had enough. All I'm gonna say is this: you can't build people up for that number of years and then put that game out, bro. Like that's just unacceptable. Like
what I heard.
How do you have that much time and not be able to put out? Like it's worse than Avengers.
See, you thought Avengers was bad.
You know what? Exactly. I got to leave Avengers alone because at least Avengers is still
So Cyberpunk is the new Wonder Woman 84 of the gaming world.
Yeah. Oh, man. Look, I think I'd rather watch Wonder Woman than play Cyberpunk right about now.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather watch Wonder Woman while I play Avengers.
Hey, you know what? Look, well, you go right ahead and let me know how that worked out because I told you, me and Avengers tried it and it just did not work out.
Well, Wonder Woman's would definitely be ambiance because I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I totally won't watch it.
Look, put it like this. That's an HBO Max subscription. I don't need HBO Max. I just go to YouTube and look up the Care Bears movie, and there you go. I'm watching Wonder Woman right there.
You know what? I'm probably gonna do that by damn self because I really want to see.
You know what we need to do? Like I promise, we need to do a social experiment. We need to do a little experiment. What we need to do is we need to get on a Discord call, and we need to just play both movies and start them at the same time. Because I'd be damned if like some of them scenes probably line up too. It's like I will. Right, you know what I'm saying? It's like. I care. I renounce my wish. It's like, bro,
right, I renounce my
I'm done. I'm done. I'm telling y'all, look, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, please do yourself a favor.
I actually think I think Care Bears probably be a little more gangster because they had the Care Bear cousins in there.
Oh yeah, the Care Bears was always gangster, man. But like, it just, I mean, like seriously, bro, like that was.
Just.
I want somebody to tell me I'm wrong because. No, look, Bob, you're right, man. Care Bears 84. They should just call it
Care Bears 84.
I'm trying to they should just call it Wonder Woman: A New Generation. Like,
right.
It was
because Care Bears came out that year. It came out in
86,
and then they came out.
No, the sequel. The one that we talking about was
the lines came out like it wasn't a TV show yet.
Yeah.
Like the Little Bears came out in 81, and then they made it a TV show and everything in 86.
Yeah.
So. That whole 84, and then she throws a little girl into a huge teddy bear at the beginning of the movie.
I'm telling you, they trying Easter eggs, bro. They trying to let you know.
Right? How you gonna drop Care Bear Easter eggs in a DC movie? Is Care Bears canon?
Look, it is now. It is now. Hell, you literally saw that, bro. You can't tell me that Darkheart wasn't Pedro Pascal as an adult.
Right.
Like
right. And what had. So you remember she couldn't get the lasso on my man at the end.
Right.
I don't care. Y'all should have seen it by now. We were trying to figure out how she did that. What we don't know is off screen there was a little Care Bear that walked up.
They put it on his ankle.
Yep.
That's
put
exactly
it on my man's ankle.
how it went down. That's exactly how it went down. I'm telling you, man. Like I was sitting. You don't understand my mental when I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, where have I seen this before? Like, why does this movie strike so many chords with me? And I'm like, bro,
Right.
stop. Wait.
Because the parts that took you out were the adult parts. You know what I'm saying?
That's
with her
it.
being with Chris Pine. The Chris Pine is what distracted you from the Care Bearness.
Yes.
That was in the
Yes.
in WWE 84. Okay.
Hey,
it sprinkled that just enough.
And I'm telling you like this. I think Care Bears might have had some better effects. I'm just gonna say it. Some of them,
You know, it's always better in the cartoons.
Wonder
than
Woman.
live
I was
action.
like, this don't even look real. Like, this chick looked like they just literally just teleported her image from one screen to it. I'm like, them don't look like real jumps.
right,
How's
right.
the MCU been getting this right for 10 years and y'all still got it looking janky as shit?
I don't know. 15 BTNH. You are a Nerdvenger now.
A Nerdvenger now. Welcome.
You are a Nerdvenger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Now that we do that ever since Josh asked us
Exactly.
about
It was funny. Like,
it's
you
so
do that,
much
right?
funnier now.
Dude, I tell you, look, Josh is learning, man. I told you it was gonna happen.
is.
I told you it was gonna happen. He's gonna.
I'm proud of him.
He's picking up. He's starting
I'm
to
so
see the
proud of him.
picture. It's a beautiful
Yes.
thing, man. It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. Oh, hold on. Let's see. They were talking about some cyberpunk here, like you asked.
Yeah, I saw there was like one
And-
person playing like that was trying to carry the torch for Cyberpunk.
This is Justin Chandler said the writing in Cyberpunk was some of the most solid writing he's seen in the grip. That's kind of.
Hey, well, I mean,
I don't
that's-
doubt it.
well, that's probably all you can see in Cyberpunk is the writing because the graphics is glitchy as hell. You probably can't do nothing but
Right.
go see the writing. But nah, I mean, I see what you're saying, man. I'm not a Cyberpunk fan. I'm not gonna say that I was kind of looking forward to giving it a shot, but nah, they got to work them kinks out first. Like that's, you know what I feel like? I just thought about this. I feel like Fallout 76 and Avengers was preparing us for Cyberpunk. All the grief
Possibly.
that we gave Fallout, it was like, oh, just you wait. You think Bethesda
Right.
fucked up. Wait till you see.
But wait.
There's
more.
more. Yeah,
For
man.
sure. Most definitely. You got Yizid My Eye. How are you supposed to say that? Thor 4 teaser news. And what do you think about the leak on the official Sony VFX account saying about multiple Spider-Mans in multiple movies? I would say multiple Spider-Mans in multiple movies. I feel like we're already headed toward that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we're gonna conclude the Peter Parker we got now. We're gonna conclude his story, and then with WandaVision messing up the whole multiverse, that's gonna take more of a spot in Spider-Man. I think that's why they haven't. I think that's why they haven't gave it a title yet, because I bet you it's gonna be like Spider-Man Broken Home.
Yeah. Oh man,
I bet you.
Spider-Man Broken
And then
Home. I
it's
like
gonna be a whole bunch of multiversal stuff gonna be kicking off in that. I don't know too much about the Thor 4 leaks or the teasers news.
Yeah,
I don't know too much about that.
Too much about that. I'm kind of
We will
wanting
look into
to,
that.
you know, I'll dive into Thor once we get a little closer. I don't want
Yeah.
a lot. I don't want to
Yeah.
go too deep on that. I want to kind of let that marinate. I want to enjoy it as it comes, man. Like and that's the thing though. It's so much stuff coming, man. You don't even have to look forward. You just got to enjoy the moment. Like right now, it's about to be WandaVision time, and then, you know, once we get on the other side of that, it'll be whatever's next, and it's just gonna be a nonstop avalanche of entertainment, man.
Right.
Love it.
For sure.
Love it.
Christina Iglesias said, what time does afternoon stream? We stream on Saturdays, typically around 3 in the afternoon.
Ish.
And it's kind of like ish, most definitely. It's actually more on Nerdvenger time than After Dark usually is, but that's just because it's like Saturday morning cartoons, but without having to actually get up so early to watch it. Remember, you had to get up at like 7, 8, 9 in the morning.
This is the adult version. Like, no.
This is the adult version of Saturday morning cartoons.
When you Nerdvenge 5 days a week, I'm sorry, but I sleeps in. I be barely brushing the crust out my eye when Josh started the Nerdvenger stream on Saturday. So
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Bro,
so
like, man,
and then we got to be in the meeting, and Whew.
Yeah, I know.
They get to see us before we brush our teeth.
I'm
in the meetings.
In the meeting. Look, I'm gonna get up.
I'm over there eating the bowl of cereal.
Look, you get out my head, Lavis Blackman. I was just gonna say I'm gonna be up in the morning on the meeting with a bowl of Cheerios. Boy, if you ain't my brother from another mother. I was just gonna say, look, I'm gonna be in there like, so what we talking about?
Right, what we got? I'm gonna be asking Josh about all the tea.
Man.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
all the tea, though.
Man.
Hi, Bashni. She said, at Al Shula, at Lavis Blackman. I text you guys this weekend. Got to jump back into a game. Just glad to see my mains. Hi, Bashni. If you playing that Gungeon, you need to send your boy into the Gungeon. You need to send your boy a friend request. And we need to play into the Gungeon. It's kind of like old retro. It's got the old retro feel. It's like a shoot 'em up type game.
Okay.
It's actually fun though, and I'm not even gonna front, man. I've had that game for like 2 weeks, and I'm busy, so it's like I can't get a stride going. So like I'll beat the first level, and then I'll get on the second level, and I'll get a phone call about work. My mom will call me, so I gotta answer that. Something will happen. It'll break my stride dead in the middle of the second level, so I have to pause it, and then I'll come back and something along the lines will just shoot and kill me because they're a little harder.
Yeah.
So I ain't even gonna front. I think I got to like the beginning of level 3, and that's as far as I got. But if you die, it takes you back to the first level, or you have to restart. Period. But it's fun.
That's
it really is fun. She turned me on to that game. So yeah,
have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a nice little casual sit back game. It'd probably be fun to play with other people. I have fun playing by myself. So it's just what's been going on, how you been doing, while we shooting up some made up characters. I think you get hit. they have like little squares with faces on it, and they'll throw letters at you. So like you get hit with like a R, so R-shaped energy or N-shaped energy.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that's the N and the R. I think that's a little much, but. I ain't trying to read it between the lines.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
it
better not be like 4 or 5 letters in between that. We're gonna have a problem.
Right, you know what I'm trying to say?
Like, no, we meant Nerdvenger.
Oh, is she?
We meant Nerdvenger. Oh, man, we wild.
I see Ezid came back. He said, Lavis, you are the first to actually say my name right. Says actually, I am dizzy backwards. I see that. I saw that, but I wanted to attempt it. Yeah. So that's actually good. I am dizzy.
Nice.
But I'm always on the purple drink, so I actually it balances me, so I'm not dizzy. So
there you go. Always on, even when you're not on.
The name's Pliskin. He said, boys, are you streaming tomorrow for the Broke Vengers or a members only stream? No, we stream for everybody on Saturdays.
For everybody on Saturdays, man.
We like hanging out with everybody. Ever since we had that first show where we were members, that's the thing, okay? So it's like we started off members only. So now that we were set free, by accident.
It was so a mistake.
So we ain't trying to go back into members only. We try to stay free. Give us free.
Like,
so we are
members only.
We
don't do that here. No, not anymore.
We don't do that here. No. Yeah, Keaton Hawks, the N and the R, man. You gotta play Enter the Gungeon. Go on the PlayStation Store and play Enter the Gungeon. It's actually a fun game.
Check that out.
Black Man Lavis. My name is Black Man Lavis on almost everything. Okay, if it's not Lavis Blackman, just reverse it, and you can probably find me. You can actually Google me. You can Google Lavis Blackman and
you will come right up.
Types of stuff.
Yeah, so you Google Al Schuler and you probably gonna get like 3-4 white dudes. Like I think one of them is a dentist in Florida or something like that. I'm like, nah, you can keep it. It's cool. Keeping people off my back.
So for the people who actually know me, if they Google me, then no, they can't find me.
Oh, see, look, and now you got Fanjection telling on you, man. Lavis Blackman on OnlyFans. Go look him up. You better go. He's got the subscription sale going.
I have no idea.
45% off.
What he's talking about, $40. But I have no idea what he's.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna make me an OnlyFans and charge like $80 a month, and it's just gonna be one picture of
my goodness. I don't even right.
It ain't even gonna be a picture of me. I'm gonna just, it's gonna be every week a different angle of the KFC console.
Right. I was about to say. See now?
That's all it's gonna be.
You took it from me now.
Look, oh, we even now.
My God.
We even now, sucker.
Right.
Oh man. Then they got Nell Boogie with the $4.99 Super Two-Way. Say, Al, glad to see you back healthy and nerding out with us. Tested negative today after running a fever all week. Much love to my homies. Shang-Chi. Appreciate you, man.
Yes.
Feeling real good. Yeah, it feels good.
Glad to see you.
This is my first day out, man. I was out of the quarantine. I was able to go actually do some things today. But yeah, man, you gotta be cool. You got to be cool.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, though, I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. I want to see how good Shang-Chi turns out to be. I really want to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of want to see where they go with that. I don't really got much for it right now. Like the news for that is scattered, and unfortunately, there are other IPs right now that are more in your face. So, but at the same time, if they drop it, what I always say, they gonna watch it anyway. So I mean, I'm there for it. As soon as they drop that, I'm down with that.
That's what's up.
I seen who was it? Dirt Wizard said say Lapis 3 times in the mirror and he shows up for your purple drink. Yep.
There you
and
go.
I sound like the Zatarans man too when I show up in the purple shirt. I'm like, you gotta jazz it up.
Gotta jazz it up.
It's purple drink.
Purple drink.
Here you go. What you want? Got quench your thirst, cuz take that purple drink.
Oh man, let me get JCR, man. He's the $9.99 Super Two-Way. Say, hey, Alan Lavis, do y'all think we'll ever get to see a grittier version of Din Djarin in a flashback, like Jan describes him in Prisoner episode about the job on Al-Zak 3? I would love to see that. Like, I would really love to see, and not just. I'll take that a step further. I want to see Disney take some of the clean off of Star Wars. Like, that's why I'm really excited for like the Acolyte and to see them really start diving into some of these darker elements of Star Wars, because it's about time that we got a little bit of grit and grime in Star Wars. Like, we got to see some, like, especially like with the Book of Boba. I really hope they let Boba do his thing, because we passed time from like really seeing some people get really into the shits when it comes to Star Wars, man.
Most definitely, because I don't know, they need to start putting a little more grit, or they need to have a Disney M Plus or something like that, and
man.
We need to start getting some of these out. If they're going to be under Disney, we need to. And like, so what? Did they just completely absorb Fox? Like, they can't even use that nowhere. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to see Fox. If they did Fox anything, I probably wouldn't watch it. But maybe if they like reverse the name, kind of like how I Am Dizzy did.
Yep, it might work. It might work.
Instead of Fox, we get Zoff. I'd probably watch something off of Zoff.
I'd watch something off of Zoff.
I'd give that a try
real quick. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally watched The Punisher if they released a Zoff app. Pay what? I pay like $8 for that.
Oh yeah, I give them that. I give them the $8. I give them
especially
if you're gonna give me
Zoff.
some gritty. If you're gonna give me some gritty Star Wars, I'm
right.
I'm with
gritty
it.
Star Wars, gritty Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle a little Chris Pine and Batman like they do.
Yep.
And I totally pay $8 for Zoff, Hulu, and the Disney Plus package.
Especially if they did like a drawing, and it was like, you know, every month a subscriber gets a KF console. You know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving it alone, man. No.
Hey, you know, pretty soon you keep going, we're gonna wind up having to endorse that ourselves, man.
It's gonna be our first official sponsor.
People like, I've been trying to get you boys to give me the real recipe for the 11 herbs and spices, but I'll just settle for you boys endorsing this KF console.
There
boys.
you go.
Buy my bucket of chicken.
There you
Original.
go. Let me get that.
Let's get Gene.
And I just accidentally, look, I'm trying to moderate and host, and just accidentally deleted Fanjex's comment. So
see that,
try again,
motherfucker. To the moderator.
Look at that. See, look, that's why I got to lead the moderating to the moderator, because I be fucking up.
He over there shaking his head right now. I bet.
He like, look at this. See, that's why you can't let Nerve Engines do nothing.
Nope, can't let him do nothing.
Just the channel say we wilding tonight, man. I wild every night. You ain't know.
How about to say?
And I've been cooped up in here. I told y'all, look, this tame too, because I was ready to go. Ask Livas, I was on one yesterday.
Right, and you know what? Like, by sheer miracle, y'all. Okay, y'all lucky y'all even got us talking about the stuff that we did like we did, because we didn't make show notes or nothing.
No, it was like
straight up.
We going straight off the dome tonight.
Yeah, and like it still turned out to be like one of them shows that Josh puts on where he actually does a script and everything and knows what he's gonna say.
It's beautiful, man.
None of that.
It's just the way
None
it
of
works.
that
It's just
here.
how it comes together.
It's by accident, man.
Yeah.
It just happened.
I'm thinking
It started coming back to us like Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, loving it. What you think, man? Five more minutes?
Yeah, man. I give it 5 more minutes, man. We haven't chilled with the
It's
the
been a minute,
people.
man. It's been a minute.
Been a
I
while.
sure missed it, man. I sure missed y'all. It was
Most def. Hey, so shouts out to Ryan with the After Dark emoji and how he broke that in half, and then now we got the purple drink man, so now he can bust through. I love that so much.
Yeah, man.
I'm so down with that. That came together perfectly.
Coming
Most
through.
definitely. Pepperidge Farm members.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, we totally missed
man,
y'all. I was actually itching to get on the stream. I had to go make a flight and pick up my medication before the store closed.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to hurry up and get back here, so because I was ready to go.
Yeah, man.
Like, yo, can't be out there too long. Yeah, man. Thanks to the moderator. And what did you do, Pliskin? What did you do? Oh man, so you pissed him off. You don't tell the moderator he only does his job when he feel like it, because he can feel like it on that ass.
Feel like it real
at any
quick.
moment.
Man.
I told y'all. I think I'm playing when I talk about them. That's why I call him the moderator man. Okay,
Yeah.
I want the moderator man. He is a menace in the chat in the two-way. He's a menace.
Yeah, man.
I want that mask. I want who he is.
You find him
I don't know.
tonight.
Right. I don't know if I'd be a good JJ. What would it be? Lavison?
Oh,
So I would be
yes.
Blackest Lavison. That'd be my name.
Yes. It would work. I think it
Or
would work.
Blackison. Yeah, we'll play with
man.
that.
Oh man.
Yeah,
it's,
man.
It's cool, man. But I think, unfortunately, like all good things,
Must come to an
must
end.
come to an end.
And before we go, Michael Hostler, that game I was talking about is called Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna have to go check
what
that
it's
out.
called.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Most definitely. But
Like we always say, you ain't got to go.
gotta go home.
But you got.
But you gotta get the hell up out of here.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
always a pleasure, my guy. And
Yes,
I am so
always.
glad to be back. Y'all
Most definitely.
just
Glad to have you
don't
back. Glad to
know.
see you. Glad to see you. This didn't feel right without you.
No, man. No, not at all. Not at all. But the good thing about it is, we right back at it tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man. With the
Yeah,
double dosage.
man.
The double dosage. So hopefully we see everybody tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m.
And if we
Make sure you
don't,
tune in.
then we'll catch you in the next
In the next episode.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Man,
Oh,
felt really good to be back.
That really felt amazing.
It's awesome.
It really did.
So are we actually gonna go into this nebula and see what this is about, or are we just gonna always fly by it?
Well, I
every
mean,
week?
you know, the warning said that we might not want to mess with that, but you know how I am with warnings, bro. I don't really.
Right. I didn't even know that there was a warning, so
Yeah,
that should just tell you how I am about it.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling adventurous. I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It
Like,
can't be that bad.
You know, right?
But what
Can't
is-
be that bad at all.
I don't know, man. I was feeling. I didn't really want to cut the stream short, but I started feeling weird, man. And I don't mean like Rona weird, but like
Uh-oh.
something. I keep looking,
Why
man.
should-
It's like I'm.
Why
I
should
don't know. I'm phasing.
your colors changing?
My colors changing and shit. What is going on? Like
I don't.
maybe we've been out
Oh.
here in space too long. Like What's the deal,
we're
bro?
dangerously close to that nebula, man.
What is that? I can't stop staring at. Oh.
Whoa.
What was that?
Whoa. What was that? Wow.
I don't.
I think we're gonna have to try